Hey y'all. Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Get on in here, get on in here, get on in here. Ah, we gotta talk about these heifers. Oh yes, and Andy Cohen too. Matter of fact, tonight Andy Cohen is an honorary heifer. Y'all hit the like button, come on in, get comfortable. Feet up. Get your feet up, shoes off. Take off your good earrings, child. Loosen your bra straps and your wig straps, and let's go. Because they done tried us tonight, y'all. And we got to talk about it. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, please, as you come in. As you come in, please, please, please. Hit the like button. I'm so glad to see y'all in here. Hi. Ah, my sisters are in here. How y'all doing? Ah. It's so good to see everybody. I know y'all ready to talk about these people, and I am too. I am. So let's get into it. Deborah Randall, girl, I knew you was gonna be here. I was counting on you. Fifi ASP, what's happening? The beautiful Bianca Edwards, Deborah Harris. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Uh-oh, the other Deb is here. Debbie Garcia. So that dress Nick was wearing was worse on camera than in pictures. It was really bad. Yes, child. Hey, high vibe. God's anointed daughter, how you doing? LJ forever. What's happening? What's happening? Hey, Callie Harper. Generous Soul. Hey. Good to see you, Dr. Ivy girl. How are you, beautiful? So happy to see you. My sis, I love you. Lily. Uh-oh, she said she give it a 9 because Candace read Jezebel neck down to her rotten crouch. Girl, y'all rough up in here. Y'all, listen, y'all are a rough crowd. Don't y'all let me, I don't want to make none of y'all mad. Let me be very clear, honey. Let me be transparent. Hey, Cecilia. Andy do need to take a back seat. You right. Kai, there go my Kai. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, Auntie Eva, Angela Davis. Hello, lady. How are you? Don D. What up, Don D? All right, Yolanda. Hey, girl. Southern Charm. I'm so glad you in here. Child, Southern Charm. You better say it. You better say it. Robin up there talking about men in a hotel with a single woman. Child, Robin just need to stick to singing woman to woman. If you've ever been in love. What up, Shanika C? Child, Ashley ain't acting clueless. She is clueless, but she thinks she's slick though. Hey, and again, what up, Mac? How you doing, Andrew Mac? Child, y'all in here with this irony, honey. It's too early for y'all to start that mess. Don't y'all start that. Miss Sparkle is here, y'all, the resident Mary K lady. All right, Rose 33 in the house. Hey, it's Latavia. It's the voice, y'all. What up, lady? How you doing, gorgeous? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? My good sis Cheryl up in the house. You back? You trying to finish watching it? Well, you should be done with it now, Anna. Hazeline. Hey, Delightful by Design. You say Robert ain't going nowhere. I told you. Listen, sis, I figured it out. I wanted her gone, and I still want her gone. But y'all, we could tell by how they moving. They trying to save that tramp. Yes, they are. Red Majestic Diva. What's up, lady? I love that picture. That's so pretty. Y'all see what time it is. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Dialogue Sisters. How you doing? Hey. Lakeisha. Hey there. Good to see you. All right. So listen, if I miss anybody, y'all forgive me. Please don't charge it to my heart. It's truly my head. If I miss you, might even be my eyeballs. DH, how you doing? Nene Ashley. Hey, little sis. All right. Belize and JB. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome, 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 welcome. Look, hey, DS. Joanne. Hey, girl. Welcome. Good to see you. Nina Ross. How you? FD Johns. What's up? All right. So look. Hey, Annie. There go my girl in the case. How you? Hey, Ashley. There go my sister Alita. Look, y'all. I'm trying to greet everybody, but we got to get into this. We got to get into this reunion. We got to talk about it. It's some things we got to talk about, and y'all might end up getting mad at me, and I don't want y'all to be mad at me, but it's some things that happened that I didn't like. M. Guerrero, hello, beautiful. What up, Mo Rucker? The beautiful, the gorgeous Niecy Rose is in the house. Sharice, hey, boo. Oh, you in the bed. You ready? Yes, Andrew Mack. He's an honorary heifer. Hey, he is not done. How you? All right. So listen. Tandra, for real, what's going on? All right. Miss Kaiser so say. Uh-oh, is that Richie? Child, I'm glad you called it. Dana Cutler's in the house. Shanny's in the house. Listen, as I go, if I see y'all, I'm going to holler at you as we go on, but we got to get this show on the road. G. Darling is here. Rochelle, Jade Maxwell, Lee, how you doing? Listen, can we dig into this thing? Mika, who else I miss? Is Golden Life Project Beauty Brand. Welcome. Listen, Born to Be Wild, Vet, you know I love you, Miss Peaches, N.O., Lisa Gordon, my good sis, Marilyn McGowan, I love her down. Look here, I'll fight y'all about Marilyn. That's my baby. Yeah, listen, y'all don't want that smoke. Y'all don't want it. Michael Alexander, how you doing? Look, I love every last one of y'all, for real. Shanika C., Krista Jones, welcome, beautiful lady. Look, my essence done slid up in here. Hey, boo. So look, we got to talk. Jasmine Billings. Hey there. Look, y'all. Now, Bravo think they slick. And I'm going to start with this disclaimer since they got all these disclaimers. I'm going to start with the disclaimer. Hey, Vita from Denver. Bravo is trying to save little Robert Dixon. And I'm going to tell y'all like this. Y'all run your mouths when you get ready. Y'all jump on the social media and run people off social media. You know how y'all act. But I will say this. After what y'all see them doing with this reunion, trying to run interference for the colorist crew, trying to run interference, hey, Cool Gamer, for Lil Robin Dixon, Lil Robert, hey, Morgan's Musings, trying to run interference for the Lord of the Rings herself, Giselle, Little Miss Ring Around the Collar, Ring Around the Neck. If y'all let them have peace on social media and don't raise pure D hell, y'all deserve whatever show you get. Now, the only way they gonna know that they bull crap ain't working is if y'all let them know on the social media that it ain't working. Now, I can tell you from my standpoint that it ain't working. I'm not fooled. Now, maybe they fooled somebody else with a room temperature IQ and a 5th grade education. However, not I, said the cat. Now, they started off this reunion trying to be slick. They started the show with the audio from the Reasonably Stale podcast, with her saying that he was tricking and treating and trying to diminish the fact that this lady had the receipts of the hotel room with his name on it. Okay? And then saying that she was going to share the rest behind the Patreon, at the Patreon on the paywall. And Giselle said, yeah, tell it on the Patreon. Y'all heard that, right? Then you get to where they showing show clips from where Andy Cohen brought her up on Watch What Happens Live. See, I told y'all that was a snow job. See, some people fell for it and was like, oh, Andy was getting her together. Andy was upset. Baby, Andy was performing for y'all. And this proves he was performing because he turned around and used the clips in the beginning see, we calling her to the carpet. We holding her accountable. Nah, baby, what accountability looks like is a pink slip. What accountability looks like is that Tramp ain't got no job for season 8. Now, that's what accountability looks like. See, what they doing with this is call themselves trying to give us some fake accountability so they can let that manly looking heifer slide. And we ain't gonna have none of that because we see what it is. Ain't nobody stupid but Robert. My bad. But they tried it though. I saw it. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it and I saw it. Then we get to, him going around talking to everybody before the show even starts. See, the BS started before the show even got going good. Hey, yeah. Yes, now. Yes, Delightful by Design with that fake wedding. That fake behind. No, ho. We need you up out of here. We need you up out of here. We done had enough of little Robert. Bye, Robert. Hey, Cheryl. But when they got to Karen, baby, let me just tell you, I ain't going to go to every one of them he spoke to because a whole lot of them didn't give me nothing. They ain't give me nothing, just like they ain't give us nothing all season long. Michelle Charisse, how you doing? They ain't gave us nothing the whole season. But I'm going to say this. The Grand Dame, y'all say what you want to say about her. We didn't like her messy bun, and I'm saying we because I know I didn't like that messy bun. That messy bun was giving me, it had been dropped on the floor, and she was somewhere fighting outside the club. However, is this the beautiful Angie from 305? Yes, it is. Ooh, yes. Abigail, hey, how you? Welcome. Oh, yeah, child, delightful. I love Karen's attitude. Karen made me happy. Karen made me happy. He gonna ask her how you feel about Charisse being at the reunion. She said she ought to be here. Y'all filmed with her. She said y'all filmed with her. Y'all filmed her. You put her everywhere you could. And what that said to me was that Karen knew. Y'all did that thinking you was gonna rattle my cage. Y'all stuck that big heifer everywhere you could stick her, except for where the sun don't shine. And that's probably just because she wouldn't fit. I'm just saying it's probably so. It's probably so. Hey, CC. Okay. That's probably why. That's what I would think. Okay. But anyway, then you get to, can any of y'all explain to me why the hell Robin and Giselle was sharing a dressing room? Can anybody explain that? Hey, FD Johns. What you say, girl? Say, I laughed till I cried when Karen said that. Child, me too. What's happening? I know that's right. Good to see you. Callie, what you say? Rob's stunt has undermined the credibility of the entire show. Well, some of us already been calling them on their credibility. What she did was expose them. Like, they still had deniability until she did what she did. She took away their deniability. Their credibility been shot for a long time. Oh, did you say they share everything else? Now, you know what, Andrew Mack? You shady for that. What up, Juan? Listen, had them sharing a dressing room. I said, no, this is not it. And then Juan ain't coming. He gonna ask her, is Juan coming? Talking about, he had to work. Andy was like, yeah, I thought so. She didn't even catch that Andy was like, I thought so. It's giving me that Andy is covering and cloaking for you for the sake of Giselle. I don't even think Andy like her like that, to be honest. Now, we know she a member of Team Yellow. We know. But I don't think Andy really like her like that. DT. He say, y'all come on in now, hit the like button. Like this video. You say work well. He still work to that school. I ain't heard he been fired. Now, that's what she said. He was at work. And I still told you he might have been at his girlfriend's house doing work. You don't know. You never know. So anyway, get past that. Why y'all friend Candace gave Andy Cohen a not today neck, not today ankles shirt? And he was up there looking real uncomfortable, but he took that shirt. Okay. Nisa said they probably tried to come up with a strategy for the evening and had their plan shattered when the seating wasn't in their favor. And see, Andy messy for that. You got them doing your dirty work. You could at least gave them the heads up that they wasn't sitting together. Right. He tolerating that girl. He tolerating her. Because he says little nasty stuff when he's actually being real and you could peep it with him. Okay, how about I say, and why did Andy explain the seating chart? That was to deflect on the color. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. And he brought it up so he could try to explain it away. That's what was going on. So y'all caught all that, the seating talk, because to me that wasn't worth talking about. And we talked about that on the preview. They do so many previews to where, you know, by the time you see the actual show, it takes away a little bit of the experience because they give us so much on the preview. So I need one of them shirts, but they going for $50. That's above my means. Lord. LK Green Media Network. Say, I'm an editor for Bravo. Really? The story really goes in the direction we want it. Depends on how we're feeling with what we're giving. I can definitely believe that, and you are highly welcome. Why? Got your crown back on. Got your crown back on. And really, LK Green, welcome, welcome, welcome. Never saw you before, but you are welcome here. Please come again and come often. All right. Hey, Gina Harris. So that went on. You know, Andy did his little intros, them little tired introductions. He got to Robin, and she couldn't even come up with what she felt about that fake wedding. Talking about it feels just like before. It feels like before. And you know, it feels more legit now. And blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, girl, you couldn't come up with nothing. But what was funny was that yawn that Karen gave. Who really thinks they real? Now listen, baby, you welcome, but govern yourself accordingly here. All right. We're literally here talking about how fake these heifers are. So I don't think anybody in this chat thinks that they're real. That's why we're talking about these tramps, okay? Now, if you want to partake, make yourself comfortable. But please be careful, all right? Don't disrespect anybody in the chat, all right? Because if these girls get you, I can't help you. All right. Judy says, I'm here late, but I'm not a troll. I know that's right. Judy, you better tell them. You better tell them, Judy. Okay? Child, you say Karen was too much. Karen tickled my soul when she yawned at them people. She did. She did. She did. You're learning what way the masses think. Okay. Well, you stay on in here and keep learning. You might want to be careful, though. This is a room full of black women. We don't think the way y'all want us to. LJ Forever say, that means he still don't live at that house. He still don't live in that house. Still don't live in that house. Still don't. Still don't. So anyway, let's get on into this thing. So we get past the yawn and that whole introduction, that weird cringy moment with Andy trying to explain away the seating because you really didn't want those chairs to look like Team Yellow versus the black girls. Like, we know what y'all doing. Ain't nobody stupid. All of that awkwardness, it was a yawn. I'm glad that Karen yawned. That yawn had so many different meanings. So many. Yeah, she was ready to hit the snooze button because little Robert Dixon is a snooze. DT say the Scissor Sister shared a room, the dress, which I guarantee smelled like tires burning in a landfill. Now, why are you so terrible? Oh, God. I love you. I love you. Thank you for the super chat. So, anyway. Listen, y'all, mods, pay attention to the chat for me here. Pay attention for me. Because this a BC headache powder night. I ain't with it. Okay? Y'all pay attention to the chat. So we get into Ashley. Let's talk about this nonsense that Ashley tried to perpetuate the entire, and I do mean the entire season. Now, first of all, can we all be real? Okay, let me ask y'all in the chat, because maybe I'm just being overly, critical of this girl. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all believe Ashley really getting a divorce for Michael, and put a 2 in the chat if y'all feel like she full of crap. 1 if think she telling the truth, and a 2 if you think she full of crap. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Ashley is full of crap. I do not believe that she's getting no divorce from Michael. I feel like this was some cheap manufactured storyline. Ain't none of that going down. And I don't believe it. Oh my God, I see all them tools. Y'all don't believe this heifer either. Well, look, I'm not buying it. So she sat up there with a recap of her lies and all the scenes with her uncle, you know, him going off on her about a lawyer, all this stuff. Now, I do believe she lied to her family as well, because they were way too emotional thinking they was going to get some of this man's money. And I mean way too emotional. But I do not believe that Ashley is getting no darn divorce. I just don't believe it. I don't. It doesn't ring true. And in my experience, when something just doesn't ring true and it doesn't make sense, it's because it's not true. Ashley is not fooling me. I'm sure somebody's going to fall for that little tacky storyline of hers. I think Ashley is very comfortable being the lot lizard of the show, very comfortable being the barfly and trailer park Barbie of the show. However, I don't believe her. Lel say she believe her. I don't believe her. Say Ashley couldn't get her lies straight. Her family knew it was nonsense. But that uncle and the mama, in my opinion, I think in the very beginning, for sure, they absolutely believed it. That's why they were so hyped up. Lawyer. Because they thought they was finna get some money. Yeah, she did better with her explanation than Mia. That's true. Right. They're not even trying to pretend like it's real. It's giving fake all the way around the board. Now, they did the recap of the lies. Okay. They, all the stuff about the divorce, the LLC. We gonna get a house together. All the little, footage of Uncle Lump, and they even recapped the fakeness about, well, not fakeness, because she was seen out with a hockey player, and Candace asked her about that. And then we move on to this $13,000 mortgage, and the fact that this house that she has. And from what I could see of the house, we ain't seen too much of it. They showed us some little clips and things like that. It's only 7 minutes away from where she was living with that man. And apparently Michael still has a key to the house. He got a key to that house. I got a key to his house too, girl. Yeah, because you just moved out. He ain't got to change the locks. You know what's going down over there. That's it. That's his hunch pad. Because y'all still married. Okay, that's where he gonna take his women and whoever else he entertaining over to that condo. Okay, and talking about that they have to give each other 1 hour notice and get permission, and that the other man, Luke, they had to break up because he brought the kids back early. What do that sound real to y'all? Hey SFF, hey Stylish Lux, do that sound real to y'all? Because that don't sound real to me. That sounds made up. And so then she was like, well, then he had to get on the train and leave right away. Now, this is where Andy Cohen lost me. It's like all this time that Andy Cohen has spent with Potomac, Atlanta, them and married to Medicare. So he knows some black women, and we know he spent his whole life wanting to be a black woman. You would think he would understand how black women work. You would think he wouldn't have to ask how come he had to leave. But he did, and it was a refreshing moment when every sister on the stage that's actually sisters was like, no, he can't be around her children. They were just dating. You would think he would have known that all the energy and all the time he spent trying to be a black woman, he should at least study the people that you want to imitate. Like, study us. Now, she couldn't just have the man over her children. She just met him. But that's what she said went on. That was cool. But now I'm going to tell y'all where I got Sue off. See, this is where the situation started to get funny. Why was little Robert Dixon talking about do we have a date for the divorce? Girl, but aren't you the same heifer, the same ma'am, sir, that was annoyed every time somebody asked you about the date of your wedding? You never could tell them when it was going to be, where it was going to be, hell, who it was going to be with. You couldn't tell nobody nothing. But you up here on this stage pressuring and aggravating this girl, talking about what's the date? Do we have a date for the divorce? And then they proceeded to tell her, to ask her about her prenup and give her an opportunity to tell some more lies. Yes, one more lie. They gave her an opportunity to tell one more lie about that prenup and then continue this divorce story, because I don't believe it. Just like I still don't believe Lil Robert's I got married story. You can holler all day, I was married now. Where is the marriage certificate? Has anybody found it? Okay, DT, thank you for the super chat. Says Michaela Nosferatu Darby and Pennywise Megamind Darby probably celebrated their wedding anniversary with a bowl of boiled placenta and roast possum. Oh my. DT, thank you for the super chat. You so crazy. Oh my gosh. Listen, it wasn't working for me. What's the date of your divorce? Child. Yes. Too much. Say I was grown when my parents divorced and she didn't want to bring her boyfriend around me and my siblings. Yeah, ain't no real mama doing that. Now, I don't think Ashley's a bad mother. I could never see her just parading men over the top of her children. Cecilia said Michael don't care if Ashley walk in on him. He the one in control of the situation, not big forehead. Right. She walk in, she might have to join in. She better stay from over there. Yes, Robert was being antagonistic. Now, this is the comment. This is the comment right here. That's the one. That is the one. Right. Ain't that some audacity? Ain't it though? Bianca's right, y'all. Hit the like button. Who said that? Hey, Dr. J. Say Ashley had me almost falling off the curb. Stewie, stop. Just lying. So then they go on and they asking her all these questions about her situation. And she's sitting up there looking stupid, trying to come up with lies for these people. And y'all, it was Giselle for me. It was the Lord of the Rings herself for me. Sitting up there, looking like a pimp cup, talking about, well, what's his net worth? How much did he make? Like, how much profit did he have? Why are you asking about this man's financials? Girl, if you don't get you a husband to question and stop questioning other people's husbands, what's wrong with you? And how come don't nobody point out the fact? Okay. Right. The uncle knows she's stupid, but that uncle was sitting there worrying about money. That's all that uncle was worried about. But y'all, for real, what's the net worth? What's this? What's that? How much is this? Well, what you gonna get? And what's about an alimony? And Ashley sitting there like she don't know nothing. That's the other reason that I know that Ashley is lying. Ain't no woman alive, divorced no man, and don't know nothing. I don't care how dumb, dirty, low class. I don't care what type of impoverished background you come from. Ain't nobody in the world divorcing no man and you don't know nothing. You not. You are a liar and you ain't gonna convince me. You a lying, the truth ain't in you. Ali, what up, Ali? Thank you for the super sticker, boo. Yeah, ain't no woman alive divorcing no man and don't know nothing. Well, I can't get alimony, and you know, anything that he had before I married him is his. And if he invested the money that he had before we got married, anything he made from that is his. And so then Karen and them talking to her like this is real, y'all. That's the part that took me out. I'm like, y'all know this fake. Quit playing. And I'm gonna tell y'all who didn't say nothing. Who I didn't see say nothing was Candace. Because Candace called this mid-season. She was like, this divorce is fake. When they was down there in that house that Mia rented on Airbnb with that toilet water pipe that went right over Giselle and Robin's bed, and she was down there talking to Big Reese. And remember, she told Big Reese that this was a fake divorce storyline that Ashley was around here parading around. Y'all remember that? Hey, D. Marie. Mm-hmm. Candace called it back then, and Candace ain't asked her now goddamn question. She ain't asked her nothing because Candace know this mess is fake. Okay? And I feel like the rest of them do too, but they so busy being phony that they can't keep it real. Okay? They can't. It ain't in them. It ain't in them to be real. So she's sitting there with this story, and Karen talking about, well, I mean, you need to look into that because the money he made that wasn't invested from like that, you know, you should have access to that. And Wendy say, why would you sign something like that? You know? And she talking about, well, I didn't really get into the nitty gritty because I know that the prenup was ironclad. Who the hell says they don't get into the nitty gritty? You're going to get into the nitty and the gritty when we start talking about your financial future after divorcing a man that was climbing on top of you, smelling like old hot dog water and covered in liver spots. You're not going to tell me that you laid up underneath something look like that, breathing and humping on top of you and making them two little children ATM and money bag yo, and you not looking into your financial security and future. You are a lie again, and the truth ain't in you. Then she let rip talking about, well, I would get spousal support. Girl, you playing games. You playing semantics. You can't get alimony, but you would get spousal, so you still gonna get a monthly payment. Quit. Just stop lying. Just stop lying. You ain't in no situation where that man can divorce you and you walk away broke and dirty. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Then had a viewer question. And see, I feel like Andy pays attention to what we say on social media, y'all. Because every year that we have pointed out that he only grabbed the questions that favor them tramps that he likes, that he supports. So now this year he trying to carefully pick some of them and put a little heat to them, but still not too much. So a viewer sent in a question and don't believe her about the threesome. Somebody named Porch. Hey, my plum. And talking about, well, you need to quit lying. You ain't divorcing that man about no threesomes because y'all been doing threesomes. Now, if your prenup is up and you just trying to get paid, just say that. It's basically what the hell the girl said. And if I'm gonna be honest, I agree with her. Ain't no way in hell you leaving about no threesomes. You walked in on the threesome. Like the old song, they danced and fell in love on a slow jam, honey. Well, her and Michael danced and fell in love on the threesome. So ain't no way in the hell all of a sudden, magically, all these mini moons and liver spots later, now all of a sudden it's the threesome that made you leave. No, you leaving because you couldn't take the smell of a full-grown advanced age werewolf no more. You wanted to get up out of there. Plum, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you, Plum. That's what I'm talking about. Dr. J says so he can have affairs and she still can't get anything. Stewie bye. Child, listen, anybody believe Ashley is crazy as she is? LEL says, see, that's where our opinions differ. I believe Ashley let that man hunch and pump all that ammonia into her just to walk away broken dirty. I definitely believe it. Yeah, I don't believe that. Ain't nobody that stupid. Ain't nobody that stupid. Even if you sign something faulty, you're going to get a lawyer. You're going to ask questions. Your lawyer's going to do everything they can and tell you exactly what your position is. Nobody is sitting there talking about, I don't know nothing. I didn't look into the nitty gritty. She must think we as stupid as her and her mama look. Ain't no way in the hell. I'm not buying it. You can sell me a lot of stuff, but you can't sell me that. You can't sell me that. At all. Nona Perkins say, I believe that man told Ashley not to be telling his business on TV, so she came up with something. Now that I believe. Shakuru, hey. Jenna said, if you believe Rob is that stupid, you should also be able to believe that Ashley is that stupid. And that Robert is what stupid? Little Robert wasn't laying up underneath the old wrinkled, dirty, stank man. She was with a man that was her roommate and threw away his money. Now that's what I believe about little Robert. So I wonder what was that Ashley girlfriend in the three child. I listen. I don't know. Y'all be coming up with some real storylines. Y'all be on some storylines. I truly believe that. You mean she lost all his money? She didn't lose all her money. Robert ain't had no money. She lost that boy money. And I ain't finna pretend like she didn't. Robert lost Warren money, and I feel like everybody need free Warren. That where is Candace to put that on a t-shirt? Free Warren. CM say new sub. Ashley won't be getting anything. He'll take everything, including the churn, to keep all his coins. Plus, she may have to come up. She may have came up with the gay storyline, but he'll complete it. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he ain't. You know what I'm saying? CM, you might be on to something. I don't think he gonna take them churn because he don't want them churn. I don't think it because I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's different levels of dummy, but ain't nobody going through no divorce, and you have counsel, and they not gonna look into that man's assets. Like, not that's not even believable. Lil Robert ain't had no lawyer. She was just stupid and gave that boy money away. And I ain't gonna never feel no other way other than she was stupid and gave that boy's money away. Andrew Mack say next season her and Michael will be back together. I told y'all, and working things out for the kids, and she'll be perfectly fine with people saying, oh, she had to go back because she couldn't get no money. She already setting it up as an excuse for her to go back to that man. This is all a game. This is all a game, and I'm not falling for it. Hey, Mimi, head sniper in the house. Say, no way I'm laying up with a man looking like scrotum skin. Jesus. Why did I read that out loud? Oh, man. Right, D. Marie. At least make it believable. Ashley tell lies just like Robert and Rings that are not believable. If you don't sit down and think about your lies and read them back to yourself in the mirror, please don't come on TV and just say stupid stuff. Because ain't nobody dumb. Some of us done had a couple of divorces. We know how it go. It don't go like that. Even if she dumb, the lawyer not. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff don't make no sense. Ashley's an idiot for telling a lie like that. That's how dumb she is. Then Andy, can y'all tell me why the hell Andy had to throw Mia in the mix there? Mia ain't had nothing to do with Ashley. She didn't introduce Ashley to Golem. She ain't told her to go over there and play with the Precious, have them babies. Nothing. Nothing. At no point did Mia have, matter of fact, Ashley just meeting Mia. Why Andy felt the need to drag Mia into it? Listen, the world may never know. Kai said exactly, the lies of football head make no sense. None. Ali, thank you for the super chat. Ali say spousal support is court ordered. How is Ashley getting spousal support if she ain't filed for divorce? Ali, you better tell it. Listen, this why I love Ali. Because see, Ali be keeping it straight. Ashley tell lies that don't make no sense. The timeline don't even make no sense. You getting spousal support before you ever even file papers. Hell up out of here. Right. Why you lying so? Why you lying so? That's the lie she telling Abigail, but I don't believe her. I don't believe her because it ain't no divorce, and she just saying something to give an excuse for why she gonna be back with him next season, and he ain't gonna film with nobody because everybody was talking about him. I told y'all this. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember me telling y'all this at the beginning of this season. Max say maybe because Mia got an old dude too. Nah, Andy just nasty. Andy nasty. Okay. SFF, thank you for the super sticker. Jenna, you better tell it. He got a key because he owned that house and he paid for that house. That's why he got a key, because that's that man's house. That's that man's house. So they both got an old man and married for the bag. Well, Andy gonna talk about, well, Mia, you know, threesomes ain't off the table for you. And so, okay, thank y'all for the ones. I ain't think I was crazy. I'm glad y'all remember I said that. I told y'all that. Now let's just wait and see how it falls. If I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong, but I don't believe I am. Ashley gonna be right back with that little dingy, wrinkled up, speckled man next season. Now, if she can dig through the wrinkles and find his fun spot, then bless her heart. But anyway, Moving right along, Mia said something that made me respect her just a little bit. Not much. Not much. We ain't gonna get out of control respecting Mia, honey, because Mia don't respect herself that heifer. When she says, I know how I got him is how I got to keep him. I said, okay. You better say it, Mia. Don't let them shame you, girl. Go on, put it on out there. Put it on out there, girl. Say it like it is. Cecilia said Ashley rehearsed her lines because she knew Michael is directing that play. She ain't going nowhere. 13K that she ain't got. Okay? Cecilia, don't listen. Don't make me go back to that. I must have rehearsed my lines 1,000 times until I had them memorized. Don't tell me that was Ashley. She was back there saying, if only y'all knew, all I'm doing is telling lies to you. Baby, that's all she did was tell lies. The whole time she said her little funny looking self out there, her in that dysfunctional wig. And is it me? Or was that wig kind of moving up and down every time she talked? One of y'all go back and look and see if y'all didn't see that wig vibrating up and down when she was talking. Now, I don't know what the hell caused that, but that wig was vibrating. That's right, Bianca, until I had them memorized. Now, she should have told Robert and Rings to memorize their lies, and things might have went a little bit smoother. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Shani, you said, what did Mia mean when she said Ashley should have had 3 babies? Mia was telling her, make sure you got an extra bag. Get an extra bag. DT, thank you for the super chat. Say, I don't care. I would rather ride Lord Voldemort and Peter Pettigrew than sleep with Michael Darby. I'm through. Not he who shall not be named, DT. Come on. Andrew Mack say, I love that song. Shout out to Miss Patty. I know that's right. Y'all should have y'all lighters in the air, because, baby, that's Ashley's song tonight. Oh, if only you knew how much I do need you. Yes, honey. Ashley say, I need this check, honey. And if y'all only knew the lies I was telling you to y'all tonight, the lies I'm telling to y'all tonight, baby, Ashley say, I got it for you. She say she had them lies on deck tonight. Everybody could get a lie. Karen Denby say that was a god-awful wig. I guess Sheila told her she couldn't borrow the wig this week. Girl, that looked like one of Sheila's wigs she was wearing. Say the person who does Giselle wigs must have done Ashley's. Must have. Deborah, you say, oh, y'all knew. It ain't no if only y'all knew. Y'all knew the lies that she was telling. Okay. Oh, thank you. I know I got a big old mouth. Yeah, that was one of Sheila wigs. You say she tried to copy Monique. Yeah, she probably did try to copy Monique. You know, Monique wore that bob, but Monique's bob was clean. And she was not blinding us with that bulbous and capacious forehead. She did not do that at all. But she did try to mimic that look like to me. Oh, yes. But anyway, so that went on. Mia held her own. And then somebody checked Ashley on that comment she made to Candace about her being the least accomplished. Baby. Listen. I was here for it. You can't tell me Ashley ain't feel the sting. Talking about, ain't nobody make me feel like I haven't accomplished anything. So it's okay. And I apologize for that comment. Baby, you ain't had to apologize for that comment. Ain't nobody believe that when you said it. How you call somebody with a whole education the least accomplished? Ashley. Only thing you managed to accomplish, sweetie, was drinking Coronas, tequila, and sleeping with Montgomery Burns. What the hell did Ashley accomplish? Can anybody tell me one of Ashley's accomplishments? Because it ain't hard to be on reality TV. Hell, they had that girl Toyota Forever from YouTube on RHOA, so it looked like anybody could be on TV. What did she accomplish? Oh, yes. Oh, that comment did something to me. It did something to me. I had to lean over and hold my belly. Delightful say, ouch, the sting Candace put, baby. Ooh. Child, she couldn't sing. That coffee and love was scary. That was a weird little creepy thing. That was a weird little creepy thing. What did Ashley accomplish? I'm talking about Ashley. TikTok, my bad, Destiny. I'm gonna take that back because she could do the TikTok. Thank you. Right. Now Candace been getting it done, but this heifer sat up there and talking about she ain't got nothing, you the least accomplished. Like we not look like Robert Dixon wasn't sitting over there looking like a big ball or nothing. Like the Lord of the Rings is doing anything with her life. As though she herself had anything going on with her life. When she made that comment, it was literally I'm gonna try to make you seem less than. Who called that girl a submissive hoe? Oh, y'all rough. Y'all rough. Dr. J, what you say? I know that's right. Dr. J said, I ain't watching Andy and Rob sit down unless one is sitting in Andy's lap. I know that's right. LEL say she deserved that moment. I hope that was a slap to reality that some people, mamas, provide more than donated wigs for them. Baby, we ain't even got to that moment yet, but that was rough. That was rough. But let's go on and get to it because y'all ready to get there. And then Candace did make a very, very good point about how they did harass her. They did. You say she accomplished making her 8 head bigger. Well, now that's an accomplishment. That is an accomplishment, and we're going to give it to her. Okay? Jasmine say Ashley hasn't did anything, and she a whole 34 years old, and I'm the same age as Ashley, have accomplished more than her, and I don't need reality TV. And you beautiful, girl. I love it. Betty Rimbert say the only person I want off the show is Michael. I want Rob to stay because I'm going to enjoy watching Juan dog her line bully behind out. Juan Dixon does not love nor like Rob. He don't, but I still want her fired because if not, then they owe Kenya Moore an entire season's check because they fired her for doing far less. Far less. Okay, Mood Makers Home Decor. I couldn't do it with Ashley either. I couldn't. So they gave her hell for her generational wealth. Yes, they did. And listen, y'all know I wasn't no Candace fan, but it really was a bother how bothered they were that her family was able to do for her. That's what was, to me, that's what it gave, especially from Ashley. And I think that, and we saw in the last episode, their little finale that didn't feel like no finale. Okay. We saw that Candace finally gets it. The charmed life that I have lived, she could only dream about. She could only dream about, baby. That's why she mad at you. I think that's why Candace is giving us a more mature version of herself this season, because I think she finally, and I do mean finally, figured it out. And she was like, look, the way y'all maligned and harassed me for years about my condo that my mama helped me buy. She said she was maligned for years about her generational wealth. And she said, but that house you living in, she said, what is it, about $2 million? She said, oh, more than. You so excited to have something that somebody had to buy you, baby. Oh, but it's a little bit different when you had to go play with granddaddy's nuts to get that house. Your mama and daddy wasn't in no position. Well, let me not say daddy, because after all, he wouldn't even open the front door for you. Your mammy, Mrs. Underbridge, couldn't buy you no house. Sister Underbridge couldn't buy you a house. You had to go flipping through the Rolodex of wrinkles that is Michael Darby to run up on that house. And he didn't even put it in your name, baby. He put it in his. He didn't buy it outright and say, here you go, leave me alone. No, he put it in his name and kept the key. Girl, sound like to me you a tenant. And Candace let her know, like, what a house you got. You couldn't have got that house on your own. She said, well, I could have got a house. She said, but you couldn't have got that house without his help. You couldn't have got it. So, hey, bottom line, I just want to remind you. And so she let her know, like, hey girl, hey. Hopefully out of this situation, you will have built some generational wealth so you can do for your children what my mama and them could do for me. And what's so sad, girl, Ashley talking about by the time my children are 30, they will have a house in their name, but it's no thanks to you. See, it's a little bit different. This little black girl named Candace, this young black lady named Candace that you so jealous of, Ashley. See, she was able to be cared for by her parents because both of her parents are educated and successful black people. Your children will have a house in their name because their mama was a barfly that got on her knees in front of a half-dead old clear man. That's something a little bit different. Like if they really look at this thing analytically, they might even be ashamed to have the money they got. I would be if my mama had to hold up to get it. I'm just saying, it is what it is. It is what it is. And then Ashley say she keeping his last name, and then she had to, and then did y'all see that she had to go back and clear it up for Michael? Apparently he made her go back and clean that up because she had the nerve to say that he screamed at her. And so what I just want to say that he is a good father now. He is. So your husband made you go back and clean that up before he turned the hot water off over there to that house. You had to clean that up. Okay, Jasmine said, I can't believe Ashley maligned Candace like that. The audacity. Oh, yeah. It wasn't just her. The rest of them heifers too now. Betty said, yeah, Kenya should get paid, but Rob need to be put in place. She's a bully, and Juan is the person to do it. Hopefully, Rob will be gone by next season. Miss Betty, Juan done already put her in her place, which is nowhere. He don't even sleep with her. He got his woman. Lily say, my nerves are too bad to Michael. I can't. Yes, I can't either. Ash need the name to get into places. Yes, she do. She need to wear a t-shirt, a hat, and a button on pin to her lapel. Yeah, clean it up for that check. If you want that hot water to stay on over there to that house. If you want that hot water to stay on, you better go apologize. Go clean it up. So then, like, we get to Mia. To me, Mia's scene is where I got irritated. Okay. Hey, Tanisha. Yes, I said Sister Underbridge. That's Ashley mama, Sister Underbridge. Yes. Say Ashley will never be free of Michael. She is his financial pockets. She's in his financial pockets till them boys turn 18. Oh, yeah. That she is. So listen, Mia, I was all right with the little cancer talk or whatever, and enlarged lymph nodes and raised lumps and sarcoidosis, and it to me that whole thing is boring at this point. I think we all know Mia overreacted and over exaggerated every little thing that was said because she's a drama queen. Like, I don't think there's nothing else to it other than she wanted attention. Hey, Lala. Okay. So Nano say she ain't want the sugar daddy to get mad and pull off his belt. You so crazy. Lala say Ashley coming to Michael's defense was giving ransom note vibes. It sure was. It felt like she had to read that and rehearse it. Candace read her for filth. She got it together. She did. Mm-hmm. So that was boring. Then the viewers telling Wendy, oh, that was hypocritical because you said she was lying. And Wendy was like, well, I didn't believe you. Like, I believed you was lying. You went to a dermatologist. You didn't go to no oncologist. Like, ain't nobody believe you. I didn't believe you. The vanilla one, what up, sis? How you doing? Good to see you. Say even G said she was exaggerating that diagnosis. He did. Mia's explanation of the business was like 3-card money. I wasn't. And let's get on into that, because that's the part I didn't like. And you know the quote, Shirley Brown, whether y'all be cool or come out of a bag on me, it really don't matter. Now, I don't like Mia, but I'm going to tell you what I don't like worse is when people pull that gang up stuff because somebody's not likable and pretend like things are a way that they're not. Okay? Now, first of all, before I even get to the Lord of the Rings, trying to call this girl an embezzler, you got a lot of nerve, honey. Ain't nothing said embezzlement. Ain't nobody said nothing about embezzlement. That was never part of the story. The fact that you sitting up there and you done stole somebody glue gun and stole rhinestones from Joann's or Michael's Crafts and glued them stones to that body stocking or that body full body compression stocking you had on. That's the embezzlement. Like you stole that. Like that's what got stolen. I don't know who glue gun she stole, so don't ask me. I don't know who glue gun she stole. I don't know which exact Michael's Craft she went into and stole them little plastic rhinestones from. I don't know. But we're going to get to her a little bit later. This is where I was annoyed. I was annoyed with Andy. I was definitely annoyed with the Lord of the Rings. I was annoyed with Robert. You over there selling gas station hats. Call yourself trying to be funny. And I was kind of slightly annoyed with Wendy, but not so much because I know you don't like that heifer. Okay? Right, Karen. That thief was talking loud and wasn't saying nothing. You done sat up there and stole all them goddamn glue sticks from the Dollar Tree. I know it was you. I know it was you. But the fact that they understood what Mia was saying, they not stupid. They understood what she was saying. The fact that the situation that the girl was in was embarrassing enough, and she was forthcoming. She sprayed herself on social media already. And I will say that. I will say that about her. She was smart enough to tell her own business so y'all couldn't come tell it. And then they still, hey, Just Jules JG, and then they still did their best to try to act like the girl was telling lies when she really wasn't. It was I understood clearly what that girl was saying. And they were sitting there repeating stuff back, acting stupid, giggling like a pack of ignorant hyenas. I'm sorry, a bunch of ignorant chromosome challenged hyenas. I didn't like it. The problem is the girl wasn't lying, Lily. That's the part that irritated me. Now, she lied enough on her own, but pretending like somebody lying when they not and thinking it's cute. And you saw it's like they worked overtime to try to make her look stupid. But in my opinion, they showed their own ignorance, Andy included. It wasn't cute. It wasn't cute. The girl was clearly explaining that they had 3 managing members and a total of 8 members. They sat there, is it 8? Is it 3? I thought she was going to say 9. Is it 8? Is it 3? Shut the hell up. Y'all heard what she was saying. Y'all understood full well what she was saying. Hey, Andrew Barber, I don't like little stuff like that. Now, whether we believe or not that she had a larger percentage than 40%, that part we don't know. But that whole thing about managing members and the full number of board members, y'all understood what the hell that girl was saying. The time to do that was when she kept lying about her age. That was the time to do that. Andrew Mack, I could roll with you on that if they did the same thing every time Giselle lying behind opened her mouth, and every time Robert lying behind opened his mouth, and every time Ashley large foreheaded behind opened her mouth. I'm just saying, y'all know me. I don't like when people do the gang up stuff on nobody. I don't like Mia either. But let's keep it a bill. Don't you know what I'm saying? Like nasty is as nasty does. I don't like it. It was very clear, Southern Charm. They did that to make it look unclear. Go back and watch it again. I saw what they were doing. It's not nice. It's not nice, and I don't like it. And I'm going on record saying I don't like it. I don't care how much I don't like Mia, and I can't stand that large Hispanic gentleman. But right is right, wrong is wrong, and that was wrong. And it made me, it irritated me, and it made me very uncomfortable. Because once y'all start that bully stuff and everybody joining in and cackling and he, and then next time when it's happening to you, then you want all of us to come to your rescue. At the end of the day, don't join the wolf pack, don't join the hyenas, and then when it's your turn, you go to crying. And the same thing goes for Mia, because she joined the wolf pack and them hyenas when they was attacking Wendy. And see, now they doing the same thing to her. All I'm saying is this cast right here has a bad habit of picking one person and ganging up. Now Mia is learning the hard way because she joined the little wolf pack and was ganging up on Wendy. Now she's seeing that how the tables have turned, and now they done ganged up and they cackling, acting like rabid hyenas with her. CM say Mia shouldn't have tried to explain. She shouldn't. She should have asked what business Glizzy has and how Robert tax is going. She should have asked Robert how many hats she sold this month. Hey, sissy, how are you? Right, a bunch of sensitive bullies. All of them want to bully somebody. All of them like to gang up on people. And it irritated me. Thank you, chubby girl cuteness. I didn't like that either. I didn't. Yes, rabid hyenas. And that's what it was giving. It was giving rabid hyenas. It wasn't cute. It wasn't classy. It was tacky as hell. Andrew Mack say, hold up, there are two Hispanic gentlemen on the show. Oh, no. The only large Hispanic gentleman would be Myron Thornton. That's the only one I know. Yeah, them hats. They'd have had to tell me about them hats, honey. Lil Robert, how many of them gas station hats you done sold? Me up there trying to explain something the best she can, because we know she's ignorant. Now, we know she's an old couch surfing yeti. We know that. I mean, are we going to pretend like she's educated? Is that what we doing? If that's what we doing, y'all let me know, and I'll pretend to. Okay? I pretend to. We can all pretend together, but that got on my last nerves. She did say they leaning towards trying to sell out of the business. That's when we get to the Lord of the Rings herself, Giselle, talking about some. Well, it looked like embezzlement. Like, was they worried about how y'all was spending? Like, basically, you done made up a whole scenario in your head and accused somebody of embezzlement. Giselle, can you tell us what happened to Every Hue makeup? Was that embezzlement? Like, what happened to Every Hue? Because you blamed it on the pandemic. Everything in her life at that moment was the pandemic. The fact that J Mall was laid up with Pastor Coochie Pop was the pandemic. You couldn't sell that cheap chalky makeup in the Target, pandemic. Can you explain that to us? Can you do that? Mass to the max. Thank you for the super sticker, boo. I appreciate you. I do. Southern Charm say Gizzard got glue gun from Robo. Robo used it for them hats. You crazy, and I love it. Say Gizzard's whole life is embezzlement. Listen, I couldn't get over that. Like I said, she looked like, to me, she stole a glue gun and some plastic rhinestones, and looked like she stole every pair of compression stockings in the state of Maryland, spray painted them blue, and slid in them the best way she could. The best way she could. And I was just over it. I couldn't take it. But the girls say right now they living off their savings because she no longer is getting the income as working as management. They're getting the income. So they living off their savings. She was very open about the fact that she sold her rental properties in Charlotte. And Wendy sitting up there just cackling and going on. Like, I understand, because Mia did try Wendy. Mia tried Wendy. Wendy, I can give a little pass for it because Mia assaulted her. That large Hispanic gentleman assaulted Wendy Osefo. She did, and we saw it. at that restaurant in Miami at Bar One. She threw a drink, a purse, and a cell phone. Went Dr. Wendy, to you, sweetie, gets a pass from me for cackling and taunting the large Hispanic gentleman. Okay, I just hope she got some pepper spray in her cute little purse. Now that's what I hope for that wild animal. But and she had to sell her rental properties, and that's just what it was. And Andy asked Giselle what she thought about Mia telling all her business and being so transparent. And Giselle says, well, at first I thought she was crazy. And now I feel like she's smart because she get ahead of stuff. She not getting ahead of it. She just not going to let y'all spray her with her tea. She'll rather go ahead and tell her own business. And that's that. What did get me, now this is where we got to drag Mia back by the potholes in her face. Because if y'all recall, when she sat up there talking to Wendy, to Dr. Wendy, she was like, oh, I felt so bad for throwing that drink at you, and I didn't sleep because I just don't ever want to be responsible for nobody feeling disrespected. Then she sat on that couch tonight looking a hot mess, sweet Lord, and said that she wouldn't change anything you did. Now, ma'am, you sat there and told her that you regretted it so much, but you sat there tonight and told Andy you don't regret nothing and you wouldn't change nothing you did. Now, Mia, this is why these people get ganged up on you and pretended like they didn't understand simple words that was coming out of your mouth. This is why it happens. This is why it happens. So then we move on to Candace. Now, next week should be interesting, but let's talk about Candace's moments before I put this StreamYard out, because I got to hear what y'all got to say. First of all, Giselle was mad. Oh, she was mad, baby. All her rings was overheated. Baby, you know how those old school apartments had the radiator that would sit on the floor and you could see the radiator get heated up. Baby, her rings was overheating. She was mad. Talking about 15 minutes after the cameras wrapped. Then guess what I get from Chris Bassett? He gonna send this here and say to me that he apologized. He should have said, why would he wait till the end of the season? Because he wasn't going to let you get not one scene off of his back. And I approve that message. Yes, T. Hutch, honey, God will humble you. She came on the show throwing her money around, calling people broke. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Oh, yes, she did. Yes, Manly Mia is definitely a hypocrite now. Southern Charm said her mind don't work that fast, sis. She forgot about the drink. You reckon that's what it was? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So she was mad, and he was like, look, basically told her, if you say I made you uncomfortable, then I'm sorry for that, but I was angry and blase squaze. She tried her best to make it into, see, I was right. Talking about, see, he admitted it because I was right, and now I'm moving on. And Andy quickly said, no, that was not an admission. I say, look at Andy. Andy be reading social media, and you figuring out that we don't like this mess you pulling. And she was like, well, to me, it was the admission, and Candace jumped right on in and had to remind her about her sneaky link comment and had to remind her yet again about the fact that you said you done had many married men try to get at you, and he was trying to see if you was with it. Baby, Candace held her feet to the fire, and I was for it. She burnt them bunions, baby. She held them to the fire. Ashley gonna jump in talking about, well, she do like to put a little sauce on it. Then she gave that weak apology. I'm giving you an apology. I'm apologizing to you now. Baby, Candace went to cussing, y'all. Hey, nephew. Candace went to cussing, talking about you can take that apology and shove it up your nevers. Now, y'all know I be trying not to cuss in public. That ain't nice to be cussing like that. But Candace went on, and she told her to go on and shove it up in her A double cricket letter, is what she said. She said up in the crevasse, up into the pocket. Getting up into the pocket is what she told her to do, to put it up in there. All right, just being clear. She said put it up there. Ooh, child. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So that's what took place. And that's what that you know, and she kept talking, and Candace went on to say that this was some incredible gaslighting, and that she's just, you know, basically like you saw me at my, you know, I think it was an album release party or something. You saw me this place, that place, you said nothing. And she said, but you waited until the cameras was rolling so you could earn your check. I'm so glad that y'all, Candace was on that girl neck or on one of her necks. I don't know which neck she was on. She was on one of them necks. And y'all know Giselle had her neck pulled up during the off season, but it looked like it's starting to slide back down. Is that how it worked when they pull your neck up? You know how you have them tube socks and you're playing soccer and you pull them all the way up to your knee. But after you run around for a while and you're real active, you know, they start to slouch. And I believe Giselle neck done started to slouch. So I couldn't rightly tell which one of Giselle's necks that Candace was on, but she was on one of them and I seen her. Hey, Angie McIntyre, she was on one of them necks. Yes, she was. Oh, yes, she was. She was on one of them, honey. And she didn't let up. And so she was like, she told Giselle straight up, girl, you don't even remember what happened that evening. And production backed her up and showed footage of Giselle admitting that she don't remember nothing. I don't even remember. I don't even remember. After she said, why did he say I invited him? Because that's the way he remembered it. And according to you and production playing you back, you don't remember what happened. But now all of a sudden your memory is crystal clear. All of a sudden you Minnie Riperton. You back down memory lane. Oh, yes. You saw a photograph. It almost made you laugh. And now you're falling fast. Come on, y'all. Back down memory lane. That's Giselle, honey. She back down memory lane. She remember everything. It don't matter if she forgot before. Now she remember. She remind me. She remember everything. Okay, she married Jay. She say, you remind me. She got it all back together. She know what happened. Now, steady calling the man a lie. They had to basically like, girl, he'll be out here and he could talk for himself. That's right. Back down memory lane. That's what Giselle went, honey. She remembered it all. Hey, Scorpio rising, what's happening? So listen. Then they talked about the children, and you know, she getting the eggs harvested, and she got 6 embryos, and they had to pass her a tissue. You know, Candace still trying to get that Kleenex sponsorship. Y'all pray for her. Put her on the prayer list for the Kleenex endorsement because she deserves it. She worked for it. Okay. DT, thank you for the super chat. Say Giselle should be worried about why 2 large manly looking women were making her. Oh, sweet God. You know I can't read that out loud. DT, thank you for the super chat. I love you. I'm going to let y'all read it. I ain't finna read that. Oh, no. Southern Charm, you call that an apology? That wasn't no real apology, what he did now. That, you know. Now, you know. Anytime somebody say if, it ain't no apology. So then Andy went to talking about the fact that Candace said that Giselle accused Chris of sexual assault. Well, she was able to defend her statement. She said, and she did, because Giselle was the one telling people that the man grabbed somebody's behind. And Robert jumped in trying to defend Giselle and bringing it back to the hotel situation. No, we're not going to skip past that Giselle is the one that made that statement saying that Chris grabbed you know, the Geico caveman, Ashley friend, Deborah, said that Chris had grabbed her butt, even though production showed that he ain't went nowhere near her at all. Not even briefly, didn't even look at her. But Giselle is the one that said that, because Ashley never said that. Giselle went straight, got out there on that Sprinter and told a lie. And we watched her do it on that show. We watched her tell that lie. So Candace was right. Giselle did accuse that man of SA. Okay. Andy even called bull on that one again. And all that says to me, the fact that Andy is telling the truth here and there, is that Andy watches social media and he sees the kind of things that we have to say about him backing up Team Yellow and being a part of the colorism on this show. Because he is. But he was like, it sounded like Victorian era type bullcrap. Like, so a man and a woman can't go in a room and talk. Like, that's some nonsense. That don't even make sense. And then asked, like, were you trying to look out for his image? And again, Andy was trying to give Giselle a way out, and she was too dumb to take it. Too dumb to take it. And Candace jumped in and was like, no, she wasn't looking out for his image. Or this is what she does. She go around telling lies, trying to damage men and damage people's lives because she knows her how we gonna say it, her sugar honey iced tea stinks. And then went on to say that she tries to she uses the show to lie on people. Now that's what she says she does. And that Giselle tried to put Candace in it, like, well, you done talked about Juan and you done talked about Michael. Candace was like, stop pointing fingers. She was like, don't do the pointing finger. She say, own your stuff. We talking about you and what you're doing. Own your stuff. Do not try to point fingers and take the attention off you. Baby, then Wendy came in for the save. I love that these two sisters are backing each other up. I like that. Just like Robert jumped in with some bull crap to try to distract for the Lord of the Rings, honey. Wendy came in with the educated save, nice and clear and concise and to the point, honey. She said, Wendy points out the fact that people would give her the benefit of the doubt, but it is a clear pattern of timing, a clear pattern of behavior, and the timing is always when the camera is rolling. Okay. And that is the truth. It is a clear pattern. And Giselle does go after people's families. She does go after people's husbands. She will tell a lie on you if need be. And that's why everybody's always talking about it, because she always does it. The StreamYard is in the chat. I'm going to keep it rolling. Okay? And Candace was like, child, you are not smart. You use the show to lie on people. She would rather make up stories about other people rather than tell her story. She said her dwindling uterus was there and could have been put on display, but instead she chose to tell lies on folks. And y'all, that's how the cookie crumbles. Now, that's what happened. I saw it. Y'all saw it. That's what it is. Now, listen, I'm going to tell y'all like this. You can take it any way you want to. That was funny as hell. That fool said, your dwindling uterus. Now, there's a lot of things I've said in my life, but I ain't never accused nobody of a dwindling uterus. Ooh. I'm just unprepared. I was unprepared for the dwindling uterus, but that did it for me. Now, coming up on the next one, I'm going to tell y'all the part, because they always show the little previews and the coming attractions and all that. But if I'm going to be honest, what I'm looking forward to the most would be one, that they showed Tacky Jacqueline come out. I don't really care about her because we saw, your family business is in shambles. Girl, she done already told that. You coming to repeat something. But what we did not know was the fact that Mia had said she got receipts on her too. And she come bringing out a box covered in silver glitter. So I want to know what's in the box. And Andy talking about he got unseen footage of Robert from the Watch What Happens Live. To be honest with you, I'm not interested in any more of this cover-up job that Andy Cohen is trying to do for Robert Dixon. I'm not. I'm slightly interested in a morbid way, a morbidly curious type way, to find out what in the world she could possibly have to say that we didn't hear. Were there any new lies that might have been remotely interesting? I just don't know. I don't know what could have been interesting. I don't know. Cecilia said Candace rode Giselle like a wild horse going crazy. That's why Candace told her to take that apology and put it with a doorknob splitter. Yeah, that's where she told her to put it. Lala say that was the same silver glitter Grandma Willow used to decorate that dress. You reckon they stole it together? That's why she calling that girl an embezzler. M. Guerrero said, yep, sound like a cover up. Yes, it's giving cover up. It's giving weak, tacky cover up too. Y'all, excuse me, I had to cough. Sorry. What you say, T. Hutch? Mia and Jackie are the reason why you don't do dirt with a secretary taking notes. Yeah. Yeah. Now, you know what oh, girl, you and me both. Ivy Life Coach, you and me both. Uh-oh, there go my Kai.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, boo, what's up?
I have things to say about this reunion.
I know you do. I'm ready. Let it rip. Let loose. Let have it.
Okay. Okay, well, I actually grinds my gears. She stands for something I cannot deal with. And the whole generational thing, to me, I'm with you. I don't really believe in this divorce, or at the most, I believe that Michael's the one who put this plan into action. But I am still going to regard her for the lies that she is saying to cover up for it. And the lies that she is saying is absolute nonsense. And for her to say these lies and then still try to act like she is high and mighty with the dark skinned Black woman with the 4 parents who are doctors and are from the military, absolutely flabbergasting me every time. It is abhorrent.
That was a lot for her to be like, oh, mine gonna have a house. Like, girl, look what you had to do to get it. Like, you are not the same.
But see, even with that, she set herself up for failure. And she's like, well, my kids, I say, will have a house in their name. Your channel. She is 35 and her house can't even solely be in her name. And if the children at 30, okay, so what? Even if it's in their name, does that mean that Michael didn't help them? Because for anyone in the chat, I'm like, this is crazy to me. I went to which we talked before on Porch channel, all that kind of stuff of like, the people I've been able to be around and the way they operate. And thankfully, the way my mom has been able to operate with me. I know people at this day who are married and their parents are wealthy and their parents has bought them a house or pays their mortgage or still pays their bills or something like that. That actually happens. It is crazy to me that actually, like, what's the point of you marrying this wealthy man if he's not going to help you and your kids in the future? If you think it's going to be a slam dunk on Candace because when your children are 30, you're going to have her. Okay, as Candace said, and other people say, you know how many times, especially for white people, you know how custom practice it is for people, for their parents to give them $50,000, $100,000 for their down payment, regardless of it being in their name or not. So for her to sit there and act like this, and like, I was, watching some reviews. I try to catch up so I can, bring some extra thoughts here of someone saying that when that clip showed of like Ashley saying you're the least accomplished here, they thought it was Candace saying that to Ashley, and they couldn't believe it was Ashley saying it to Candace. That has been Ashley's whole vibe since Candace has been on the show, because people want to talk about Candace saying concubine, overseer. The first person who started this mess is when Candace went on her first reunion and Ashley called her a house daughter when Andy was talking to her, to Candace. That was the first blood. The overseer comment came after Ashley was trying to say, talk to me when you and Chris cut the umbilical cord from Mother Dot. Don't talk about what my mother does for me and my husband, ho, when your man just kicked you out of your house and you're living in a sweatbox and you had to take back the car. Don't talk to me about anything.
And this was the thing. For me, I know for me, looking back, I love that, because I love Mama Dorothy. In my opinion, let's put this on the record. Don't nobody better not say nothing bad about Dot, because I love Dot. Dot don't do no wrong with me. Okay. What I did not like with Candace from the gate, when it came to that house situation, was that man was there. That's what I didn't like. The fact that he was comfortable with that arrangement, that's the only thing I didn't like. The fact that she came from generational wealth, that I loved. The fact that her mother was in a position to do that, her parents are in a position to take care of her, I loved. The fact that they were willing to look after their baby girl, I loved. But what was very clear from the beginning to me is that Ashley was very envious.
Come on now.
Of Candace's ability to have that, and she was envious of the fact that Dorothy could do what Sister Underbridge could never. Sister Underbridge was going to need a penny from her for the rest of her life. and Candace's mother needed nothing from her. And if she wanted to, she could take care of her and that useless piece of trash that she married. That part.
Yeah,
While
it's
Sister
just
Underwood has to bow her head and scrape her knuckles, or else Michael will cut off her stipend.
for the rainbow and the fashion nova of it all. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess to me, it bothers me in the sense that, we talked before about how these women on this platform, and they act like they want to, oh, I know I'm blonde haired and green eyed, all that kind of stuff. But then when they get into conflicts, they want to act like this is not what your mama is, not a Black community thing or a people of color thing. They want to act like this is all not that. So then when Ashley goes on the stage and she talks like this, then I see white people talking about, oh, she's unemployed. Candace is unemployed. Oh, she's not anything. I'm like, okay, I don't live that far away from where Candace grew up. A starter home in this area starts out at $450,000. A starter home. The
Mm-hmm.
kids go to Walmart or Bloomingdale's riding their golf carts. On the Sundays, the people go out, take their boats, and go out on the lakes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, at this moment in time, I saw the little advertisement. Her, because she doesn't really, they don't show it on the show, but like her and her mom are opening up 2 new suites in Georgia, which is we do the hair, we do the love things. Looks very nice, and especially in this area because more Black people are moving here. So to me, it's always baffling that the women, because it wasn't just Ashley, the women laugh about this and essentially give credence to either the bad mindset that's in our community about like not really setting up the next future. Because I'm sorry, how many quote unquote entertainers of athletes make all this money and by the time they're kids, there's no money left? There's
Mm-hmm.
no
But you have a
assets.
lot of entertainers and athletes that go buy houses for their children too. I
Yeah.
don't see a problem with any of that. You
And
know, with stuff like that, girl, you preaching to the choir. I don't have a problem with it.
I have to rant to
My
you about it because
issue,
it just
you know,
bothers.
because my only issue from the gate was that he's a full-grown, rusty, dusty dust devil, and he was perfectly comfortable living off this young girl and her mama. That's what I didn't like. I don't like useless men. I don't. That vexes my soul. And you know how upset I was this season that I had to defend him.
I know.
I didn't
But yeah,
like that.
it's just again, it's just so disturbing with watching this, biracial white skinned woman. It's calling her, the least accomplished, house star, all this kind of stuff. And I want to cry and complain when she comes back at you. And then you see everyone else fall in line with the ish. So that was like my first like, girl, come on now. And just
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm with you. I don't believe the divorce, but the lie she's telling also makes to me, girl, if you're not getting divorced and this is true, you look even more stupid.
Yeah, she ain't divorced.
She ain't
She
divorced.
ain't getting no divorce either. She ain't doing nothing but lying. Right, Jasmine. Mia was never no CEO at all. But I didn't like that little shell game they play. Is it 3? Is it 8? Is it 3? Y'all heard what she was saying. Like, stop it. But
Okay.
at the same time, Mia deserves it because when the wolf pack was ganging up on Wendy, she thought it was funny. And this is what I always say about people. When you run into a bad person or a bad group of people, hear me well, put it on my tombstone if you got the bread. If you run into a bad person or a bad group of people, whatever behavior that these people engage with you, they will do to you. If you find a low down dirty man and he willing to trick and treat on his wife with you, if he'll cheat with you, he will cheat on you. If somebody will gang up with somebody to jump on somebody with you, when they get mad at you later, they will jump on you. If somebody will team up with you and y'all can go team up and steal out y'all other friend purse behind her back, you better not put your purse down because they're going to steal out yours too. And see, this is the type of stuff that I don't like. This is why I can point out what they doing to Chris and Candace, and I see that it's wrong. But see, when she was sitting in the meetings, as she say, I've sat in many of meetings when they plotted on stuff. She should have known then that her time was coming. When you got people like Mia, you joining in on the wolf pack, ganging up on folks, you should have known that your turn was coming. You get what I'm saying? And what they did this here, and then for Giselle to put the exclamation point at the end of a very tacky sentence. Miss Pimp Cup herself. Well, it sounded embezzling. How can something sound embezzling? If you don't use the proper verb tense, you tramp. Am I the only one that wanted to take a red marker to her mouth?
I mean, usually.
Hey, L'Oreal. You know I'm
Hey.
fussy.
They was funny tonight though. And I'm not I laughed while they was laughing. I ain't gonna lie. I laughed.
It irritated me though.
Because
I couldn't
she
laugh
did
at it.
like she couldn't get her lie together. First she said it was 3 people.
But hold on, go back and play it. And like exit out, like ignore all the hyena cackling. Ignore that and just listen to what the girl said. She didn't mix up. That's what I'm saying. But she didn't mix up nothing. She said 3 managing members, and it's actually a total of 8. So if you're talking about a board, you do have managing members and a total number of members.
Yes.
Like they understood what that girl was saying. Now the viewers, but hold on. The viewers might have gotten confused because they kept going back and forth like Abbott and Costello playing who's on first. But you're not going to convince me that they didn't understand fully what that girl was saying. They was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
They was trying to be funny. And what's bad is her little remedial GED night class behind. It took her 10 minutes to figure out what they were doing to her. And that irritated me even more because she got the nerve to be so uppity and high and mighty knowing you was a couch surfing Yeti. But it took you 10 whole minutes to figure out that these people were making mockery and making fun of you. They couldn't even let her get to the lie. She didn't even get a chance to tell the lie. That's the part that got me.
I can't with you. Okay, but see, to me,
they didn't even let the girl tell the lie. When she was trying to tell the part that made sense, they I say, look at these hyenas.
But if I remember correctly, in the beginning, she made it seem like there were only 3 board members in the entirety, and then later on,
go back and
later on, she said managing members, and then the rest of the board.
Ma'am, the first time she opened her mouth, she said managing members, and I was writing. You know, I write while they talk.
After you watch
that's what I'm saying.
If that was the case, then it wasn't confusing. If she didn't say it, that's why I understand they were confused.
But I just like to point out the fact that she was joining in with them attacking people. And then we sit here and watch them same people that she ganged up with to attack Dr. Wendy. Now the tables done turned. That's all I'm saying. I didn't like it when they did it to Wendy. I don't like it when they do it to nobody. Y'all know me. I'm for right all the time.
But Mia knows, because like Giselle said, she tell her own business. She try to get ahead of it. Because you know one of them efforts can't wait. Because one of them efforts so gonna put it out.
You know what I think though, L'Oreal? I think that low key, they're irritated with her for telling her own business.
Right, they are.
You can't expose somebody who will tell it themselves.
Right.
Cheryl, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. All right, go ahead, sis.
I wanted to see what were they talking about. Okay, when she said Portia, did you hear that? When Andy read that question and he said Portia, and I think it was Robin. It was Robin, Mia, and that's when they was laughing at Ashley situation.
The Portia person had sent in a question for Ashley and basically saying like she don't believe that you left behind no threesomes because you've been fine with threesomes this whole time. She was like, if you left because that prenup was up and you was after your bag, that basically she believed that, but she ain't believing you left by no threesomes. And I don't believe she left by no threesomes because I don't believe she left at all.
Yeah, I don't believe she left either.
Okay,
she got no money to leave.
No, she has money to leave, but I also think she's okay because I know I have my agenda. I feel like she's trying to keep up with people when she should just be minding her own lane. I think she makes plenty enough money to get a decent townhouse or home or a condo on her own. She wants to be able to get this $2 million house close to Alexandria, across the harbor and all that kind of stuff for whatever reason. that she can't afford on
She
her own,
wanted to
which
be
is
only
bullshit.
7 minutes. Right. She wanted to be only 7 minutes from where that man lived.
Yes.
Where he gonna be bringing his women.
Because the thing about it is like, no, it's supposed to be like no more than $2 million. To me, I feel like this is me guesstimating based off of Beverly Hills, because I know the Potomac ladies don't get paid as much, but as she's an OG, she's probably making anywhere between $400,000 and $500,000 before taxes. With that mortgage alone for $13K, that's $156,000, not including extra fees. That's almost half of your salary. That makes absolutely no sense. You could have gotten a home on your own somewhere else. To me, I'm all about the come up or the husband doing things. I would have made Michael either pay my down payment or something else other than getting his name anywhere attached to any of this if they were getting a divorce for real.
But the thing is, for me, I think she a gold digger, but I think she really loved Michael.
She got daddy issues.
I'm
with you, Royal. She has daddy issues. That's about it.
And she ain't never been met or be around home daddy. I think she loved him, man.
You know what? I do think that it's got something to do with her daddy, Mr. I ain't opening the door.
Right.
Which that's embarrassing enough. That's embarrassing enough. But Ashley wanted that big house. You gotta Ashley and Mia have a lot in common. Can we be honest with it?
Yes.
They got a lot in common. One of them is the daughter of a crack user. The other one is the daughter of Sister Underbridge, who also may or may not have been on the Crack of Rock.
Right.
The Crack of Rock?
I believe
is that what you just said?
A little crack involved. Huh?
Did you just say the Crack of Rock?
The Crack of Rock. Now, I believe it could have been a little bit of crack involved if you sleeping under a bridge. I can imagine you just choosing in your sober mind, like, you know what, that bridge looks comfy. Like I've never had that thought. Now maybe somebody else has. It has never crossed my mind. I ain't never seen a bridge and said, you know what, that's the one. But maybe. Okay.
I think that's the case. And she tried to blame it on the stepfather was abusive and all of that. I think that's the case.
I think
look how the brother and his wife live. It don't look like the rest of the family ain't got
right. It's giving the crowd.
It's giving.
Okay, I'm with you on this one. Yes.
Okay.
Y'all both.
So now you got one that was abandoned to grandmama house. You got one that was abandoned to surf the couches of America. Okay. As a free range Yeti. Now, between the two of them, both of them had to go get old men in order to be all right financially. Both of them had to agree to not only washing granddaddy's nuts, but sleeping with extra people too, just to be there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And if you watch their behavior, hey, Keep It Simple TV. If we watch their behavior, both of them, because they came from nothing, they're impressed by things and they want things to be flashy. The difference is G is a black man, and we know a lot of black men are notoriously flashy and ignorant. So he allowed Mia to be flashy and ignorant and indulge her wildest poverty fantasies. Ashley ended up with an old clear man. And them old clear rich men, they don't spend their money willy-nilly. That's why they keep it longer. You dig where I'm coming from? And so now that he's willing to get her a house that she been wanting to be ignorant and flashy from the beginning. That's Sister Underhill daughter. You knew she wasn't finna go get no sensible house. She wanted a flashy house. This was her first chance to be ignorant and flashy. And here come this house that's in his name, and he got the key. While she on TV telling y'all she finna divorce him. Why you think them whores ended up showing up to that dingy, musky, moldy bachelorette party in the same outfit? Because they the same people.
You right.
One of them got big feet, the other one got a big forehead. Both of them's a big mess.
I can't get over them, but Mia told her the truth. How you get them is how you got to keep them.
There you go. Because that's facts.
That was facts. That was facts.
She got him being a low down, dirty, and she knows she gonna have to keep on being a if she want to keep him.
She do tell the truth, man. Even though people say she lies so much, she tell the truth on herself. She might be lying about herself.
Now that's the thing. When she talking about herself, to help her tell the truth.
She tell the truth.
It be low down, dirty stuff that make you itch, but she'll say it.
Yeah,
like she was telling Jacqueline, like, girl, I'm trying to help you.
She told her. She told she said when G was married. She told that G was married when I met him. Yeah. She said she slept with Peter's girlfriend, so really it was my girlfriend. I slept with her first.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
She said now she'll tell the truth. Well,
I say, well, sir.
Now I don't know about Jacqueline and how she even brought Jacqueline in. I think that was a mistake.
It was. But what did you think about the fact, seeing on the preview that she got some receipts on her too?
On Jacqueline?
Yeah.
I'm Jacqueline came in. I wonder when they're gonna bring them in.
She came in with some old stale tag stuff. I got receipts about that business because it's in shambles. Girl, she done already told that months ago.
She did.
I want to know what the hell she got on you. Tacky Jackie?
Yeah.
Oh, Tacky Jackie. And I want to hear more about this here with Uncle G saying that he done did some nasty things with you too. He did everything but penetrate you. Now, what the hell did you do with Uncle G?
To get that car that they said it about you.
With your little nasty self. How you gonna be out here, you horella, and you couldn't even hoe up on an outfit and a hairdo for this reunion on national TV? I know girls from the hood stay fly. And all they mess with is dope boys. Jackie, well, maybe you need to leave the squares and go get you a dope boy. Because, like, what you doing, whatever you doing, it ain't working.
She wasn't ready. Jack came on this show not ready.
But she was hoping she could ride Mia's coattails into the sunset. Child, Mia barely hanging on her goddamn self. Didn't you hear her say they living off their savings? They ain't got nothing to give you, girl. They living off their savings. You is out of it.
Yeah.
And I want to know what's in that little silver box. I don't know, Rhodey, but I'm glad you seen us tonight.
Come on in the room.
Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hey, Queen Me. So I think that Mia gonna bring up the DV stuff with Jackie and her kids' daddy. I think she got some more than that because she said that on social media for free.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I want to know what it's gonna be.
She was right there with him. She was right there with him through it all.
I'm trying to like what else? Like what else happened? Well, okay, we had Candace versus Giselle.
Who? What did you think?
Candace had me at that t-shirt. And you know what? Andy was so shady tonight, baby.
He was. But Kai, was you holding your breath when Wendy pointed out that there is a clear pattern of behavior with Giselle?
She used that wonderful commentator voice that they hate so much to lay out the facts. Because it is awfully true. Because the thing about it is, Giselle was like, I'm talking about the blogs and da-da-da. Every time she's talking about the blogs, generally, if it's not about Ashley, because Mike will be doing things during the season, it's stuff that happens when they're not even filming. And somehow, some way, she never talks to the people that she says she's friendly with. She just happens to talk about it, again, as Wendy says, when the camera starts popping up. It's never when the thing actually happens. And so it was a wonderful, I think it was a fabulous, well-articulated point.
She tore that up.
She might as well get paid for it. I don't blame her for that part.
Nah, I do. But
that's as far as the Chris situation
but that's why Wendy said that there is a clear pattern of behavior. It would be one thing if some things are said off camera and some things just happen to be on camera, but when every single time, even the lies you tell on people are in front of a camera, that lets people know that it is contrived and it's premeditated.
It's for her check, as Candace said. It's for your check.
She said when it's time for you to earn your check. Oh my God.
So that was a really good point. I could not stand that because again, this lets me know how Ashley really isn't smart. So Candace and Gizzard are going back and forth, and Ashley goes to say, "Well, you know, she adds hot sauce to the story." Heffa, we are talking about this woman saying she's uncomfortable with my husband. Why would this be the time where she would add any hot sauce to this story?
Yeah, she's just
that
a liar.
Make no sense.
Yeah, but it was but you saw who flew into her defense.
Ashley, she ain't just like
and little Robert. Robert jumped in there too.
And see, this is why Roberto, whatever you want to call her, this is why she always sets herself up. Every single time she comes for her Batman, she sets herself up for utter humiliation and failure. For her to open up her mouth and saying, well, you know, that was the point. That was never the point. The point was never about them being in a room together. The point was that she didn't like the optics of it. The point was never about this, about the whole, they're in the room together. How she has no problem coming to my house and asking me to cook for her. So she should be fine if we're at the reunion at our job and we have a separate conversation. That's as they all said, we're adults. This is so strange that y'all are 50+ women. You can laugh and crack jokes about my husband's private member, and you can have no problem asking him for yourself to cook this, cook that, all this kind of stuff. But yet when he wants to talk to you, regardless if he asked to go to your room or you did, all of a sudden now you can't see how that's wrong. You are a grown woman. You walked to your room, did you not? You entered your room, did you not? You saw no one was in there, did you not? And you stayed there. And then Robin goes and says, well, you know, that's the issue. And then turn around and your roommate somehow, some way mix it down during the panini to slap his credit card down, quote unquote, for a woman from Canada for a hotel room. Get out of my face.
I don't like Chris, though. So I think that's why I be bothered by it, but I really ain't bothered by it because he needs to go somewhere. They was just on live.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But I don't like that
live on his page. And she was saying she got so much orders for the t-shirt that she gave Andy tonight.
Oh, yes.
They're getting a whole bunch of orders. And Chris goes, oh, that's good. Then he said, wait, does that mean I have to ship them? Because she out on the road. I'm like, baby, you ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing nothing else. Look at him. He ain't even working to the W. The least you could do is ship. But listen, what did Mia say? Mia dropped it on him tonight. Mia dropped it on. That's how you know that Uncle G be making her listen to blues music, because she talking real sister soul stuff up in there. She said how you get them is how you keep them. Candace got him, paying for him, and letting him be a lazy, sorry sack of crap, and that's exactly what she gonna keep doing. Paying for him and letting him be a sorry, lazy sack of crap. You don't even want to mail off t-shirt orders, and you ain't doing nothing with your life.
Nothing.
Use a fry cook. Make us a Krabby Patty, Chris. I'm ready. Make us a Krabby Patty.
And then they try to say his family was well off, but he just don't deal with them.
Child, please. I don't believe it. And if they do have more than $5 in the bank and they don't deal with him, it's because he's a lazy, sorry sack of crap.
Yeah.
He's a big ball of nothing. A oozing pustule of nothing.
So who take care of his kids? Why they trying to have the embryos?
Well, we know he ain't.
Exactly. He got to go.
Candace want that man. That is her husband. We didn't put them together, and we can't tell them to split. I don't deal with people's marriages like that. My name is not Giselle.
Oh, child.
If you like it, I love it.
It's too much. He's sitting up there drinking.
But look, Mia said a whole word tonight. How you get them is how you gonna keep them.
Ugh.
He was an underachieving do nothing when she got him.
He looked like he's too old for her.
He is, and he looked dingy.
Yes.
Somebody need to put a cap full of bleach in his water.
Where was Candace's daddy? He didn't need to step in at this point.
I blame Dot on this. And y'all know I hate to say I blame Dot for anything. I love Dorothy, but Dorothy should have got rid of him.
She should have got rid of him a long time ago.
Girl, he'd have came up missing the night before the wedding.
Forget the wedding when he hit the door. What is your
if I'd have tried to talk sense into her and she ain't listen, baby, he'd have came up missing the night before the wedding. Be like, girl, I wonder where he at.
I know it. I remember Cynthia mama hit that darn
that marriage license. Yeah. You know I love Cynthia mama ever since then.
Yeah.
She said shit.
The girl was passing out, honey. They knew what that license was the whole time.
About should we should it was that moment of should we give it to her?
Yeah.
That was the moment. Right, Ivy Life Coach. Yes, Ivy Life Coach. He's kind of dusty. And what bothers me about characters like Chris the Fry Cook Bassett is that if he were a black male, everybody would see the dust on him. But because he one of them clear crusaders, everybody want to pretend like they don't see the dust coming off him every time he take a step. He look like what you call it, Pigpen on Charlie Brown. You could just see the dust circulating around him everywhere he go.
What's the Nikes they wear, the Monarchs? That's him.
Lala say Chris looked like what happens to a dream deferred. The great clear hope counted for nothing. I'm dead.
He got to go to me. I'm like, oof, Chad. Giselle should have came up with better lies. Better lies? Yeah, he didn't have no business asking to speak to her in private in the first place, really.
No, actually, no. We're gonna wind that back. I don't like him, and don't y'all make me defend this man no more. He was talking to his wife on that set. Giselle interjected herself in that conversation between him and his wife and wanted to know why they were upset and why he was upset. He said, I would tell you later. So when they was off that set, he went to tell her. He claimed she invited him to that room, and I believe it. And the reason I believe it is because she said herself, I thought it was okay because I thought my glam squad was going to be there.
Bro.
That's why the conversation took place. That man didn't just go dry looking for her. Giselle lied. She lied. Simple and plain. You saw that reunion. Didn't you see her jumping in that conversation?
I do. I'm going to have to go back and watch
it. Right? You discussed this already. You saw that,
right?
Yes, we discussed this already. They were having a private conversation, and Giselle was like, "Oh, you mad?" And he said, "We'll talk about it later." And she said, "Okay." So to me, it's weird that she also acted. She wanted to, because to me, it's also the thing of like she acts like it is so egregious that he would even want to talk to her. For one, you guys say you're friends. For two, you interpret a conversation, and he said, "We will talk later." So when you talk later, it becomes this big.
And then when he tried to talk to you later, you pretended like he did something to you. And the fact remains, Giselle, hey, stylish looks. The fact remains that during that reunion, Giselle and them was trying to gang up on Candace then, and she was so dumb she didn't really get it. And Chris is even dumber because even when people are doing stuff to her, he like to take sides with them because he want to be everybody's friend. He want to be Mr. Popular.
Right.
Which is another reason I don't like him.
Yeah, that's why he was on live tonight. Like he was really looking for some spotlight.
But hold on. But dig this now. Dig this. When she went to jumping in, what you upset for? They should have read her for filth right then and there. Right after that, of course, she went to Robin. I'm trying to land the plane. She went to Robin to say he came and talked to me and this and that and the third because they was already on Candace's tail. They were already after her. And they was like, oh, this will work. And they decided, oh, no, it ain't going to work right now. But then they waited until Ashley could tell the lie about him being in a DM and she brought it back out. They was already after her on that reunion. Don't you recall?
Yeah.
Keep it simple, TV. Thank you for the super chat. She says exactly. Thank you for bringing this up. And this is why I joined your channel. You the best. Thank you. You the best. Stylish Lux, what you think about this mess?
You know, I've always felt like she was jealous and envious because her mama, raised her under a bridge. So when she had the audacity to do what she did there she go again. But that's what she always has. She has so much audacity. That's why whenever Wendy checked her, remember when Wendy checked her at the table in season 5 and was like, "People like you address me correctly." I wasn't mad at when she did that to Ashley, because Ashley in season 4 was, what did Ashley say? She was like, "So what accomplishments do you have, Candace?" So I've never liked Ashley. I never thought she was funny. I never thought she was quick with it. I just always thought that she was, trying to go in on other people so she could take the heat off herself and that nasty old man.
Oh yes, I agree. But I think the little comments like, "Oh, you the least accomplished person," I just felt like they were working overtime. She was for sure working overtime trying to diminish Candace because she felt inferior to Candace. Now that's just how I feel. That's how I see it.
She does. But this the thing for me when she said, when my children get 30 years old, they're going to have a house in their name. I'm like, baby,
But
that
you
house
didn't
still
know.
ain't in your name. It's in the LLC. And
But
you just sat here
but
and
it's
said,
30 yours wouldn't know.
right. But she just sat there and said that any money that he has made in his business and has invested back in his business, all of those assets are his. So you talking about y'all splitting this LLC. What money has come in there from you? You don't get played yourself again. You better have at least a Real Housewives checkup in some of that.
But she'll be fine. But
It's
that
a
comment
mess.
about my children gonna have a house in their name, the fact that you're saying they're gonna have a house in their name, you're basically saying you're gonna make sure that you have a house for them in their name, which means you're gonna get them a house, which is exactly the same thing that Candace's
And
mama
Candace
did
mama
for her.
did.
And
Right.
you're not.
Exactly.
So apparently you don't think it's wrong for a mother to get a house for their children. You're just mad that her mama was able to get her a house and your mama was only able to buy the crack of rock.
Her mama look pitiful to me. Pitiful.
I'm
Every
just
time
saying.
they show her, she looking pitiful.
She just mad that she had Sister Underbridge and Candace had Dorothy. Now that's what she mad about.
And I also like want to reframe. It's not even just Dorothy. Dorothy's just the one who wants to be on TV. All the parents.
I mean,
are
yeah,
helping.
she got the daddy too.
Yeah, all the parents are helping. The dad is around. He's on her Instagram and stuff. They seem to have a wonderful, everyone has their issues, but they seem to, be able to have good family time. And when she went her wedding and she spent $150,000, they seem to not have an issue. Meanwhile, Ashley over here trying to figure out how she's gonna get this house. So it's just.
It ain't her fault her mama was up under that bridge. But she don't need to take it out on nobody.
Now that's the thing. Like,
Yes.
that's the thing. Like what we're seeing as far as Ashley's behavior toward Candace is the same thing we're seeing with Mia's behavior toward Wendy. They're looking at these pretty black women and feeling as though I should be above you, but I know I'm not. My mind says society has told me that I should be able to look down on you, but I can't look down on you from down here. I'm down here and I can't look down on you because I'm underneath the sole of your foot.
And they not.
The same way.
And I loved when Wendy mama told her when she went and asked Karen for advice, her mama got her together.
She was like, "Why would you ask Karen?"
There you go.
Yes.
Because she got in the same boat as Candace, truth be told.
Well,
I mean, not as Candace, as Ashley. She started out as little
I'm
Ashley.
just say this. I understood Mama Wendy asking, like, why would you ask her? Why would you ask her? I also understood Wendy's rationale for why she asked. I don't think it was harmful.
That she explained it.
Yeah.
But Mama right.
I'm just glad that she explained it because I never had a problem with it. I didn't think it was anything bad. I don't think she diminished herself by asking a question. And I like that during that interview with Carlos King, if we're going to mention it, let's air it all out. What I also liked was that she was transparent in that just because she is educated, it doesn't mean that she knows everything. And she was very clear about the fact, I don't know business. It's okay not to know something. It's okay to ask a question to somebody who does know something. And personally, to me, it's very endearing when you don't feel so high and mighty that you can't dare ask somebody something, or feel like you so above certain people that you can't ask them for advice. I actually like that. That actually was an endearing quality of Wendy's. I'm gonna give her that. Very endearing. Because you do have some people who feel like, oh, I ain't gonna ask them. But they'll look at somebody who washing windows and feel like, oh, I'm too good to ask them for directions. That person washing a window might know something you don't know. It's always somebody knows something you don't know. So I don't feel like it was harmful for her to ask a question. I feel like, some people need to check themselves on how they view other people. It's not cute. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't cute.
Yeah,
and I like
reality,
that Wendy kind of.
But in this group of girls,
I like the way Wendy did it though, because she educated him on why she did what she did and kept it real. I like that, and she held her position.
Yeah, she did good on Carlos' show. But I'm just saying, this group of girls, you just don't know when they gonna throw something back up. When they gonna.
Yeah, that's the point of like this show is not working.
I'm with Mama on that point. Like, I don't know. Now, it's
we ain't never seen Karen come back and just attack nobody. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was one of the least dangerous people to ask for some help or advice on something. Karen ain't never just dry attack nobody. I've never seen her do it. Now, if you have, please give me the season and scene, because I never have.
Not dry attack, but she does retaliate. She'll stand up for herself and retaliate now. You saw that with Sharice.
But you heard but listen to what you just said. She will stand up for herself and retaliate. We've never seen her attack nobody.
I don't know.
I've never seen it.
I don't know. I think they was too shady with the candle thing. My perspective. I have a 3-week. I have a 5-week. I have that little rundown they was doing back and forth. I don't know.
Well, that is just some petty housewife stuff. It's that like there has to be a balance of like seriousness and allowing them to do dumb things, gossip each other, little petty fights. Like that wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, that wasn't to me either. Like I was like, if that's all we got on Karen Huger, moving right along. Like, is that what we got on her?
Yeah. Again, though, this the first part for right now. I'm wondering why, as usual, which we know the answer, why is Karen and Giselle first chair?
Well, they said because the people don't get along.
They don't deserve to be first chair. They don't.
After I looked at it, he was the layout was kind of all right.
He lied because if that was
the layout was all right.
If that was the case, Robin and Karen wouldn't have been nowhere near each other.
Were they sitting next to each other?
They're one person apart.
I thought Candace was in the middle.
But that's one person apart.
That was a part. That's how they got to do that. Because look, on the other side, you got Wendy finally getting along with what's baby Ashley a little bit. But her and Giselle, they still ain't.
Yeah. So why are they on the same couch? It should really be Candace, Wendy, Karen, then really Mia, even though I want to give it to her, but really Mia, but like at least in some arrangement, Mia, Giselle, Ashley, and Robert. Like that's how it actually should be.
Well, Giselle coming for Mia this time. She finna ramp it up for next season.
What is she coming after her for? Giselle's doing what Giselle's doing, but they didn't actually have any conflict.
She don't never have no conflict with nobody.
Yeah, but you just
she don't come for them.
But the point was that Annie said, people who have conflict with each other, and they literally put people who have conflict with each other on the same couch.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they was gonna set it up. You got to know they embezzling. She ain't.
But I'm just saying, like what they clearly did was try to break up Team Yellow and the black girls.
Yes.
That's what they would.
They did that too.
Any other time, Giselle and Robert would have been by each other because they never have conflict. You would have put Ashley next to them because they never have conflict. Or even if you wanted to put Ashley over there next to Wendy on the couch with Candace and Karen, that would have been okay. But they were trying to. What they were trying to do was fix the optics.
Yes,
that's what they were doing, trying to fix the freaking optics. And I'm not falling for none of it. Hey nephew.
What's up, Auntie?
That's a good
What's
point.
happening? Now tell
Nothing
me
but.
your opinion of this show. What you think about this mess?
Well, jumping into what y'all were just recently talking about, I don't really buy what he said about the seeding because if we go back to Atlanta's last season,
Yep,
they had
with Drew and Sonya.
yeah, they set them right next to each other,
Yep.
and of course Kenya during the season she got dragged on Portia. It was just a person in between them. I think they generally do sit people in close proximity with people that have somewhat beef with one another. You know, Nene and Candy always usually sat next to each other, and they never truly got along.
They don't have no problem with putting people close together. And the thing is, if it was about putting them close to the people that they get along with, like I said, how the hell y'all separate Robert and Rings? Y'all got them so close they sharing a dressing room.
Right.
But I don't understand how they thought that just a seating arrangement in a couple of episodes was gonna change the fact that we see his colorism going on this show for many seasons. They don't erase that for nobody.
These people have been very clear in their behavior that they think black people are stupid and they think that we so dumb we don't see what they doing. Like, oh, if we do this, they won't notice it. We do notice it. We're not stupid.
Right.
Contrary to what Bravo thinks about black people, because we know y'all a bunch of racists. We're not stupid.
Yeah. Maybe it's just too much.
Good old Bravo.
Dang.
Good old Bravo. Nene tried to tell y'all they was a bunch of racists.
She told them she got her money too.
Yep, she told y'all they was a bunch of racists. Ain't nobody want to believe it because they didn't want it. They didn't like the messenger. But it don't change the fact that it's the truth.
Right.
You don't change it. Because they working overtime trying to do like a PR package to save Robert Dixon.
Andy was so shady. Somebody, yeah, I thought so. He killed me when he told Giselle that's an HR issue. When she talking about if it don't happen before you turn 60, I'll do it.
But she the one be feeling uncomfortable.
Right. Wasn't it an uncomfortable situation?
Yeah, she uncomfortable. Girl, y'all, this the same uncomfortable heifer to keep talking about the color of that man's privates.
Right.
She's such a big weird liar.
That's like a mess.
She tells weird lies and she does weird stuff.
You're right.
She's.
So how do you feel about this winter house, summer house mess that they planted?
There's some stuff they doing trying to promote their Tide show.
It's PR.
Yeah. They trying to promote their show. I don't want to see no winter house, summer house, none of that. They trying to get some viewership.
But also, like, I think it's sorry.
Go ahead, baby.
No, I also think though it works both ways to me because I said this before here that I had never seen Football Head being promoted or talked about as much on Bravo's official social media sites because Bravo loves a franchise relationship or a cross franchise relationship. I had never seen Ashley talked about as much on Bravo, Instagram and Twitter, never until she started dating Luke. So to me, this is a PR thing for the Winter House people and for Ashley, who really does not get a lot of promo during Bravo time, to be talked about. And also Giselle needs something.
She needs something.
Right. She desperately needs something because if they don't give her something, after a while, they're not going to be able to justify why they have her there.
Right. Especially
as we can see from how they choosing these questions, as well as the questions we saw Andy ask Robert Dixon on Watch What Happens Live, they have been paying attention to the things that y'all are saying on social media. They're trying to give her substance because she doesn't have any, like she accused Dr. Wendy of because she got her body done.
And I think a lot of it is truly Carlos Coon. bringing them out to these podcasts and these shows too.
What
Because
is
he did used to work for
what's
them.
Carlos King?
They paying attention to them
What you
interviews
mean?
and stuff he's saying too. Because
Oh,
he
well,
interviewed a lot
Andy,
of
Andy
viral
and them
people.
might be taking pointers, like sitting up watching to see what Carlos interviewers are saying. But I solidly believe that they're paying more closely to social media to see what Black people are saying, because these people are not stupid, and they know that their ratings on shows like RHOP and RHOA are Black women. They know who their target demographic is. They know that certain things we're offended by, certain characters that they have that they use to do their dirty work are offensive to us. And they can see clearly that these people are bringing nothing to the show, and we're pointing it out, and we're actually drawing attention to it. We're making comments about it. And so it's like, okay, if your target demographic, if your bread and butter is talking about it, you got to do something to be able to justify why that person is there.
Yeah.
And I'm not buying it. And also, I feel like they're trying to get some Black viewership for this summer house, winter house bullcrap.
I had never heard of it.
Me either, and I still ain't watching it.
Mm-mm. I think I heard of them saying it, but yeah, never watched. Mm-mm. They getting real tired. So when do Atlanta come on after this is over?
I guess. I still, if I'm being honest, I still have not made up my mind whether I'm gonna torture myself with Atlanta, because last season was painful, and I needed hazard pay, and people were waiting for me to torture myself so they could just come over here and see if anything interesting happened. Like, I felt like I was suffering all by myself. And according to their ratings, a lot of times it was just me and a few other people suffering. Like, I don't know if I can put myself through that another season. That was horrible.
Sure, I didn't watch a lot of the last season either. I think I was gonna tune in now because they got Martell over there with Sheree. Just to see that mess go down, but the rest of it really be boring.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah, they be boring.
Okay. Bianca say, but did y'all peep how Candace was super supportive of Robert, but Robert kept butting in to defend Nick over her? Yep. But that's what Candace get. That's what I'm saying. Like, I be wanting to feel sorry for Candace with certain things. I do root for her with certain things, but with some stuff, Candace get what she get because she's still dumb.
Yeah.
Robert literally got up there on this show, put her little Bluetooth speaker on that table from 5 and below that she had in the bathroom on the table where they gotta eat food from. And all us know she ain't fond of bathing. And played the first piece of that girl's life and strategically cut it off the nanosecond before she clarified her position. Just to make her look as though she was saying something other than what she was actually saying. And she still, I see you as a sister. You're an idiot.
Because I'm tired of that.
Me too, stylish looks. I'm over it. What Robert did was dirty, and Candace is a bird. Because how dare you? And then when you met up with this trifling, unwashed heathen, instead of you to hold her feet to the fire, you let her sit up there looking like the nature boy Ric Flair, crying after the heavyweight match. Talking about, my hairdresser's brother and his wife, and they had died. Girl, shut up. By the looks of your hairdos, your hairdresser don't even like you.
Yeah, that was reaching. Some people she probably ain't never even met or knew before.
Well, she probably seen them one time at an Easter egg hunt or something. She went to crying, and Candace said, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Dumb.
I think every time I
want to look at Candace, every time I want to look at Candace, like, okay, you're maturing, you're getting more savvy. and she'll do something like that, and it just irks my last nerve. You still want to believe that one of these heifers, they don't like you.
Right.
You better than them, and they don't like it, and you too dumb to realize it. You finally figured it out when it came to Ashley and the Lord of the Rings, but then the nature boy Ric Flair sitting up here playing in your face, and you talking about, I see you as a sister. Your mama ain't had nothing look like that. How you see her as a sister? She ain't, here you go, she ain't even a sister. So how you see her as a sister? Bianca said, I agree, sis. She have to reap what she sowed. Y'all know I went hard for Monique, but I couldn't stand Candace. But with Rob hanging on a thread, she shouldn't have went that route. Right. I agree. Hey, Ali.
Hey, Seanitra, how are you?
I'm good, girl. How you doing?
I'm good. I got the courage to call.
I know that's right. Now, look, let me have it. What was your opinion of this that we just watched here tonight? What's your opinion, girl?
All right. I caught the show at the tail end. So I saw when Candace said, oh, shove it up your ass or whatever. And then I watched it. I just finished watching the full episode, the 10:30 one that came on. And Giselle and Robin are so full of shit. Ashley has to be the dumbest person on the planet, because like the lies that were coming out of her mouth when she said, oh, I'm getting spousal support. How are you getting spousal support when you didn't even file? Spousal support is basically temporary support while the judge decides how the prenup goes. You didn't even file. What are you talking about? And that's not temporary. Once the prenup is enforced, she's not getting anything. She's only entitled to child support.
Right. If what she's saying is the truth, which I don't believe.
No.
Allie, did you catch this? Because that part tripped me up, because I think it was when he was like, oh, like spousal support. Because remember, and this I've never heard in my life, Ashley said she won't get alimony. The only time she'll get anything if she's in like financial distress. I was like, Heffa, you are the mother of his kids. You have to be in financial distress, get money from him. And that's when Wendy, I believe, said, oh, like spousal support. And she's like, yeah, I have never in my life heard any kind of clause in some prenup where you wouldn't get anything unless you're in financial distress.
No, that technically that is true. Like if, let's say, there's a ironclad prenup, right? She gets on welfare. They're gonna ask her, oh, where's the father? And so they could file on behalf and try to get that amendment because the state doesn't want to pay welfare to anyone. So that's the only way she can get it. But I don't think Ashley's going to go on welfare anytime soon. So she's basically going to be.
I just find it crazy that she said that. That's the only time that's the only way, other than child support, she'll be able to get money from him. I was like, what is this situation?
No, she reminds me of this saying. When I was in middle school, we had this West Indian substitute teacher, and when substitute teachers, their kids are acting the damn fool, and she said to me, empty cans make the most noise. She is always talking, acting like she was so smart and she knows better, but there's nothing going on in there. She is not smart at all.
She's dumb as a bag of hair.
No attorney. I don't think she had attorneys at all through this process. I think what it was.
But Ali, it's not a divorce. Who gets an attorney when you're not getting divorced?
I think it is a divorce. She's just stupid. Like, I think we just don't want to admit it. She's stupid. I think in her mind, she thought, I don't want to look like a gold digger, so I'm going to sign whatever this man gives me. I'm young. He's old. He's going to be with me forever. I think that's what was going on in her mind. She seems the type that she does not plan ahead at all. She's stupid.
Oh, she thinks she's smarter than everyone in the room.
She's not the smartest. She's the dumbest person in the room. Like who is it? Wendy.
Karen told Robert. Karen told
Robert,
you the busiest bee at the table.
No, but it's her.
But this is the thing. Do I believe she signed a BS agreement? Yes. Do I believe she's dumb as a bag of hair? Absolutely. Do I believe that Michael was ever going to let her walk away with half his money? No, I don't believe that. Do I believe if she divorces him, she gonna get a little bit of change, but it's only gonna be what he agrees to? Absolutely. Do I believe they actually getting a divorce right now? Hell no.
And what's so dumb about it?
Like, and I'm gonna tell you why. One, there's so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest reasons I ain't buying it. Hey, Nacho Twins, mama. This is a man that we've watched keep her on a very short financial leash. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, she shop at
Absolutely
Rainbow.
right.
Absolutely correct.
Very fashion nova.
Now, yeah, right, stylish looks, facts. So you mean to tell me this man who got you on an ironclad prenup, even according to you, who would be able to get away with a discount? He could get rid of you for a discount, wouldn't cost him much, would just voluntarily agree to sign for a $2+ million house for you when the entire time that he was supposedly married to you before this so-called divorce wouldn't even spring for a house and made you and them children live in that little bit of shoebox condo. He just gonna do this out of the kindness of his heart. He just gonna dash you $2 and change million. Really?
Well, it could be an investment property. He'll make money off the interest on the payments.
That ain't no investment property. This is him buying a house because it's in his name and his wife and children are living there. There is no divorce. That is why the older Luke person, where he had to go because it was a conflict. No, you were dating him for promotional purposes only, and that had to go ahead and end because your husband was not okay with it because he can have other people and you cannot.
Yeah, because wasn't he at Candace's show with another woman and trying to chase down Chris?
He was there. Apparently, they were saying that he was talking to another woman, and because he lives in white supremacy, he thought that one was Candace, and so he was going off on her.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't believe it. Ain't no divorce.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Ashley could never get the lie straight the whole season. That's why every time they asked her, she would say one thing, and then the minute somebody pointed out it didn't sound right, she tried to shift mid conversation, and she could never quite rebound because it was a lie. It sounded stupid because it wasn't true. Anytime somebody telling you something that don't make sense, it's because it's just not true. That's why it don't make sense. And I bet
I honestly feel she's just so dumb.
Next season. But watch now. She knows that everybody knows she's dumb, but she thinks she's smart. So she thinks she's playing everybody. And by next season, we just decided to work it out for the kids. And me and Michael started back sleeping together. And then everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, big dumb Ashley. Oh, she had to go back because she couldn't get no money. It's not that she had to go back. She never left him.
But do you think Michael would really go back on that show?
But Ali, you're not getting it. That's why they're doing this. This is his ticket to never have to go on that show again. Yes. Because now
he's gonna be like Juan.
He's going to. Matter of fact, he's gonna be on there less than Juan. Juan makes his 3 mandatory appearances and gives Robin the church pat on the shoulder in the kitchen. Michael ain't even gonna do that. And this is going to give him all the ammo he needs. All the stuff y'all said about me when we were getting divorced. Everybody was saying all this nasty stuff while we were getting divorced. So now he's not comfortable filming with y'all. Boom. Just like that. Problem solved.
I could see that, but I think she's really dumb. I really think she's just dumb.
But this is the problem. She's dumb. But this is the problem that's bugging me. As dumb as she is, there's a whole lot of people falling for this fake storyline, and Seanitra's not one of them. I'm not. There's no way the likes of Ashley Darby can outsmart me. Absolutely not.
Because how do you live with a man knowing what's in your prenup, that the only money you have access to is what is made during the marriage, and you know that he's diverting funds to other accounts that were created when you guys weren't married? Wouldn't you question that? I would get a lawyer and say, hey, my husband is doing this.
Listen here, but Ali, if she was getting a divorce, she would question it. She ain't questioning it because she's not getting a divorce. See, that's the whole thing. They bring up all this prenup and stuff about settlements and alimony because they know a lot of people are going to focus on that. which ain't never gonna happen, and overlook the fact that it ain't no divorce. What woman you ever heard of talk? I don't know. I don't know
But her
nothing.
mom lived under a bridge and left her.
So
I don't
child,
think
what is
doesn't fall
but what does
far from the tree.
no bump that, baby? That don't make sense. A crackhead always watching the money. I don't know what you're talking about. A crackhead can find a penny at the bottom of a dumpster in the bottom of the ocean. No, ma'am. That is a crackhead's daughter. You're not gonna tell me she don't know where the money is. No. Not buying. Yes, I'm from Florida, the cocaine capital of America. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Where is Ashley originally from?
I mean, apparently, maybe the bridge. But what I do know is that Ashley is lying. First of all, that same sister on the bridge. First thing was, what about the money? What about the money? What about the money? What about the money? If the bridge dweller is asking about the money, you can believe that the bridge dweller done told her to ask about the money. If it was a real divorce, she'd have been asking about the money. She's sitting up there acting like an airhead because she knows that's how people see her. So I'm going to play dumb and tell this BS story, and everybody will believe it and focus on the prenup, and they'll be so busy talking about I'm not getting nothing, ha, ha, ha. And see, I really got him because now I can keep spending his money and he don't have to film.
But do you think she had daddy issues and believed Michael wholeheartedly? Because I honestly think, let's say this is all a lie and a ruse. I honestly really feel like that her prenup really does say all these things.
I believe her prenup is some nonsense. I do believe that. But that ain't, to me, that's, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Unless they actually get a divorce, we're never going to know what was in that prenup.
Yeah.
Right now, all we know is what they're telling us, and I don't believe it. I don't believe none of it. I look at her divorce the same way I look at Robert Dixon's fake marriage. Show me a marriage license, and for her, show me a dissolution of divorce, and I believe it. A dissolution of marriage. Until I see it, I don't believe it, because they both
So you think they were never divorced?
No, I'm saying as far as Robert and Juan, I need a marriage license.
Okay.
As far as Ashley and Michael, I need a dissolution of marriage.
Oh, okay.
If I don't see the papers, you're not fooling me. I'm not from the hood, but I've seen plenty crackheads. I've seen plenty of con jobs. I worked in prisons. You can't con me. This is a weak con too. This ain't even a con for smart people. This is a weak con. This is that con where crackheads run up to their family and be like, look, they stole my car. If y'all could just give me $300, they told me they'll give my car back. Like, this is a crackhead type con. This is real crackish. And I sit on social media and I see people all caught up in it. Oh, but see, ooh, he got her and she gonna walk away and she ain't gonna get them. I'm like, y'all so dumb. Y'all don't see this. This girl is not getting no divorce. She's trying to hustle, y'all. This is some crack stuff.
Uncle is concerned because it seemed like he was real worried about the money too.
Yeah, he real worried about the money. He real concerned with cash. That's why I believe she got a BS prenup that ain't gonna give her much.
Yeah, the whole family doesn't seem too bright for
at all.
Not at all. Oh, and I want to talk about Candace. I know I went on social media and everybody was upset about the uterus comment. I'm not upset about that.
Oh, whatever.
I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm not. It's when what Giselle tried to do, and even Chris said he lost jobs over this. You try to ruin my husband. Fuck your uterus. Pardon my French. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is not a stain on every woman going through this issue, but no, you're not going to insult me. And then I gotta tiptoe around your feelings after you try to destroy my life, my husband's life, for a TV show. Nah, I'm cussing you out. You can't control what I say. We're going in the gutter. I'm going to meet you there.
Yeah. That's where I see you.
Mm-hmm. So they're like, oh, Candace was doing so well until she made that comment. I thought, no, I thought she did
Oh,
a
But
whatever.
spectacular
that was a
job.
great point, though, because to me, that shows just how much people are waiting for her to quote unquote trip up. If she's going after a woman, she's going after a woman. If you either like her, you're neutral, like Seanitra on her, or coming around, whatever, or you don't like her. Leave it at that. Don't be this person has to act this particular way,
But
even when
that's
people are trying to destroy her life for your like
but
no.
but that's what they do to black women. You can be attacked, but we're gonna place this burden of of integrity on you. You have to make sure that everything you say is Sunday school level, or
You got
you're
to
a
be that
bad
magic
person. No matter.
Negro.
Yes, you better be a magical mammy, and don't you
Mm-hmm.
say nothing that people don't like. You're the black girl.
Yeah, no. I
No,
like when from the your mama comment to the uterus comment, I'm getting in the gutter with you because you started with me. If you didn't want this, don't come for me.
and I didn't have a problem with the your mama comment. I didn't understand why they were acting like she poured hot fish grease on her for saying your
Mhm.
mama.
Yeah, and oh, her mother's on drugs. Who cares? Like I don't care. You
Well,
insulted me.
people, which I never thought about, but like people like make some good points of this whole like, and this is why she got beat up and the hood, da da da. In the hood, it would be that's why your mom was on crack. It wouldn't have just been your mama's low budget. She would have been ringing her mom down for every little single
Yeah,
thing. That's
That's
what
right.
if we're going by hood rules. That's what hood rules would be.
exactly.
I'll be dragging your mama for every little needle she's stuck in her body. That's what hood rules would be.
You
But
ain't lying.
Candace and Wendy, they're held to different standards
This
on the
weird
show.
standard.
They're
Oh, she was
treating
doing so well, but she's a little too
they're
much. She
treating
needs to
them
draw it
like
back.
they're treating them like black women. That is how black women are treated every day if we're gonna tell the truth. On
Yeah.
jobs and everything. Nobody has a problem with any abuse that's given to black women. The world, the community, and society only has a problem with black women's response. They only want to police our responses.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what happens to us. Just make sure that you respond in a way that we like.
It's like they could punch you in the face and you got to say, yes, sir. Can I have another? Like, what? Like, why do I have to sit there
That's
and
what
get
they
punched
want
in
you
the
to do.
face?
That's what they want you to do because they feel like black women are acceptable targets. And if we do something to you, don't you respond? Or if you do, you better respond in a way that is above reproach.
Yeah,
You better say
it goes
nicer
back to that
things.
strong black woman trope.
It's that, but I feel like it's more the happy slave or the mammy trope. We're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to say, I forgive you, even after they murder our children. Have you noticed? We're supposed to go on TV and say, I forgive you.
My daughter asked me a question about that, about the Buffalo shooting. She goes, oh, some of those people forgave the shooter. If that happened to me, would you forgive him? I said, hell no. And I said, that man that lunged at him, he did a terrible job. I would have took off my shoe and threw it across the room and hit that man or hit him with something because I don't understand why, especially black people, we're forced to forgive because he killed those people less than a year ago. And I'm supposed to turn the other cheek and forgive? Like, no. Like, why are we always the one that have to be above everyone and like we're not supposed to have feelings, we're just supposed
Because
to
we're supposed
just
to,
deal with it.
girl, we're supposed to be the happy slaves. You didn't know? Don't you remember historically, even though they like to cut critical race out of schools now, when people were trying to
Girl, it
abolish
was never in
slavery,
school. They ain't
what
trying to teach us about anything.
but I'm just saying, but now they want it completely out. They don't even want you to mention it. They want you to pretend like it didn't happen. Like that's not how this country was built, and that's not how most of them come out ahead of us. They come out with a head start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they want that story completely wiped. So before the erasure of critical race, in most situations, we all learn and we know that when people were trying to abolish slavery, what they would use as a defense is, well, they want to be here. They like it here. They're happy to serve us. And that's exactly the attitude that they like to portray. And they're angry when it's not portrayed when it comes to black women.
Yeah.
can I make this point? Because I also find it kind of fascinating in the situation. Because to me, it's also like this whole like it is never good and it's never enough. Because to me, Wendy sometimes she on my nerves, like trying to apologize or trying to move forward. But also, if she pulled a Giselle, she wouldn't even be allowed to pull a Giselle and be mad about last season. Because if she did that, people would be like, "Oh my God, she's so annoying. She needs to get over it." And then when she moves forward, "Oh my God, she's such a pick me." Like you can't win. Which sometimes to me she did go a little too far for me. But in the sense, it's a TV show. They're supposed to be the housewives. You're supposed to have your conflict. You move forward. You're not supposed to be best friends, but you move forward. When she's doing that, oh my gosh, she's being pick me. If she was to hold on to it, then people rag her out, talking about, oh my gosh, she's so bitter and all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, Giselle can be like, why is she talking to me? And acting like Wendy went on this whole campaign for a year to destroy her life when, that's what you were doing.
Yeah, she was just responding to you. Like for Robin, I want her gone. For her to sit there and said, "You don't know what Wendy did to me." I'm like, you accused her husband of impregnating another woman. You called her insecure and implied that she was loose because she got plastic surgery.
Don't forget, and had no substance, Ali. Don't forget.
I'm like, are you serious?
Like this stuff is crazy. Or even people, when I say like it's just like that's why I can't really go up when people are trying to fully say, "Oh my God, I wish she didn't say that because I want her to be a fan favorite and all that kind of stuff." Or oh, she didn't go hard enough with the Candace situation. She goes hard. Oh my God, she went too far. She tries be eloquent. Oh my God, why is she talking like that? She sounds so classist. She sounds so elitist. Or she didn't go hard enough on Ashley. I'm like, y'all, like they cannot win.
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting. It's already exhausting being a Black woman, but oh my God, to be a Black woman and be on like such a public stage, oh God, no.
Is somebody talking in the phone low?
It sounds
Ali,
like
are
maybe.
you talking? Ali,
Yeah.
Okay, you were a little low. Say that again.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm saying that it's frustrating being on a show as a Black woman with other Black women who tend to pull the Karen card when it's convenient.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's even more frustrating that they're doing this with the majority of their audience being white.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Majority of the Potomac audience. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the majority, but I do know they have more of a clear viewership than RHOA.
Okay, let me rephrase. It started off more clear, more Black people got into it, but yeah, like beforehand, it was a lot of white people, and then at BravoCon, it was mostly white women who went. Sorry, not white women, clear people who went to the panel. And I've also heard many white.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, from what I heard from people, in comparison to Potomac's panel versus Atlanta, there was a difference with the makeup. And like even with like Potomac to Married to Medicine, and even more so, I also the fact that like those women are very much so aware that white women can relate to them and they act that way. Because again, I've heard podcasters who are white saying they thought Robin was a white woman, they thought Giselle was a white woman. So there are also people. It's not like Atlanta where people are watching you and it's just a show. There, people are watching you and thinking they can relate to you because you look more closer to them.
Robin looks like Kate Walsh from Grey's Anatomy. She could be her younger sister.
I posted her with that lady side by side.
Yeah, they look exactly the same.
Yeah, so
but not in Robin's. But she also, if you put her side by side with the Nature Boy Ric Flair, she also looks just like him.
Yeah,
she does. I'm not kidding. Get your cell phone and pull up the Nature Boy Ric Flair and tell me Robin don't look just like him. And they both from North Carolina too. I'm just saying, her mom and them people
are old Ric Flair, because old Ric Flair is looking really.
Well, I'm not talking about the one that's almost in the grave. I'm talking about in his prime. Robin looked just like the Nature Boy. Woo!
Silly. But I don't know. This episode, I thought it was going to be boring based off of the trailer, but it wasn't that bad. Andy kind of held the girls their feet to the fire. I love that question from that fan about to Ashley. about Candace, her talking about Candace's mother buying her house. Like, why is that a problem? No one asked Paris Hilton who bought her house when she was on The Simple Life back in the day. We all know her parents bought it for her, but Black girl has parents with money. Oh, it's an issue. Your mother take care of you. Like, I don't get it.
It's the same thing they did when Candy brought Riley that Porch, honey. People were upset and angry. Oh, Riley don't know how to clean a house. Like, when the hell would Riley ever have to clean a house if y'all don't leave that little black girl alone?
I know. Like,
her mama's a millionaire. Get over it, because y'all don't go around policing little clear girls to make sure they can scrub a floor and make whole cakes and know how to make bed sheets and drapes and stuff. It's only black girls that need to learn how to do manual labor like mules, even though their parents are millionaires.
Yeah. It's just a backwards way of thinking. Look at Todd and his daughter on that show. And I know Todd's not as rich as Candy, but he got enough to have his daughter working the way he does, not even pushing college or, oh, you should go to college, find something that you like to do. He's like, no, you got to work. I'm like, what? Like, he's just weird.
He's just a scumbag.
Did anyone see Giselle in View with Carlos King?
Did we see Giselle do what? She's saying Giselle's interview with Carl. I didn't watch it. I can't stand Giselle. She irritates my nerves.
Yeah. She's just miserable. And I hate to say that about another woman, but she is, you could see it in her eyes that she's not happy.
Yeah, she's angry. Yeah, I don't hate to say it either, because it's not like I'm picking on her. It's just an observation. We can observe that she's miserable.
Yeah. I think I saw a comment on Twitter and about a person, or I don't know if it was in your thread or somewhere on Twitter, where people say it's normal. Like, when you buy a home, the mortgage lender would ask, oh, is family helping you with the down payment? Did they give you any money? And when I bought my house, they asked me the same question. Like, it's normal for parents to give their kids money to buy houses, But for us, it's like, no, you got to do it you got to slave. You can't, I'm like, come on. You shouldn't shame her for having parents that want her to.
That are able. Because that's what it's about. You're mad because her parents are able.
Yeah. But what did you guys think of the reunion?
I'll give it like a 7.5.
Oh, well, what's with the 2.5 point deduction? What didn't you like?
Mia's segment was dry.
Yeah.
Ashley's segment was dry up until the viewer questions gave us some hot sauce. And I don't know. It was some things that I didn't like. And during Ashley's segment, I'm disappointed that we didn't bring up the fact that Ashley brought people to lie on that girl's husband. I didn't like that.
I don't know if they're going to wait they're going to wait till Chris is on stage. I think that's what they're waiting for. Because Andy did say we're going to touch more back on this later when Chris is here to defend himself, when they started talking about the booty grab and stuff.
Then I feel like they should have left Ashley for later. Then you shouldn't have did her right up front. And then try to bring that in later. I feel like it was done strategically to kind of take some of the heat off of Ashley. I don't like it. That's why I see what you're saying with that.
I feel like I would give a 7.5 as well. I think it was good in the sense, because you brought up this point earlier, Miss Seanitra, that I think Andy paid attention more of him maybe watching the show actually, but then also I think it was more of the fact that the questions from the quote unquote viewers or whatever that was asked were more poignant than they usually are, and especially a lot more of them felt to me a little more poignant than normal. So I would give it a 7.5 for that, but I do feel like Mia's section was dry, and I know we're probably going to talk about the whole Miami thing until maybe we're closer to the Wendy situation. And actually, I feel like I would give it 7.5 because I think to me it's the structure of the first episode was a little off. What happened I liked, but the structure was a little off, especially since I feel like maybe we shouldn't have done it like sticking on people. Maybe we should have done it on like what happened. I know that's like the usual format, but I feel like so much happened in Miami, so much happened with Mexico. Then we had the whole like beginning of the couple episodes of being about the whole Chris and DM situation. And you're right, like we talk about Ashley and we talk about the generational wealth thing, and we should roll that into all of a sudden now Ashley and this whole he DM'd. There is something with like I don't fully know how the structure is going to be laid out. What's happening is good though, generally.
Yeah, and I don't think they know how Instagram works because Kristen technically DM her in the sense she posted a story, he responded to a story. It goes to your messages. So I don't.
Oh, Ashley
I
knows
mean,
what her
the
himself.
implication was just like, come on. And Karen was surprisingly quiet. Like she didn't really say anything.
It was nothing to respond to, and unlike Robert Dixon, she wasn't just gonna insert herself.
Oh, speaking of Robin, the fact that woman said out her mouth that we should all agree that it's wrong for a man and a woman to be in the same hotel room. I'm like,
yes, Lord.
the lack of self-awareness.
Yes, Lord, you should be quiet, heifer.
Mm-hmm.
But you
know what you know. And
Thank
you knew your husband was in the room with a woman. Oh, come on.
He was, but it wasn't her husband, and we not even sure that that's her husband now. Are we sure?
Yeah, because by now she should have filed because you know that temporary it's temporary for a reason.
That's right, and ain't nobody been able to locate.
Yeah,
people been checking the county courthouses in the surrounding areas. Ain't nobody came up with no wedding license, so I don't know that's even her husband now.
What county are they in Maryland? Because I know are they in PG County?
No, yeah. They're not in that county.
Montgomery.
Well, I know some people.
I think Potomac is in Montgomery.
They was checking, I think 2 or 3 different counties. People been looking for that darn marriage license, and ain't nobody came up with it. Now, if y'all seen it, let me know, because I have not seen that marriage license. And the truth of the matter is this: one was a single man in there with a single woman, and all they was doing was fornicating. Now, until he brought his friend to strip down too. Now that's when it got weird. Hey, ETC. Hey, K Blake. He's a single man. That man can go with anybody he wants to. Mm-hmm. He gave her church pets, but he was over there petting something else at that hotel.
Yeah, her house is nice too. How's she gonna pay for it if she loses her job? Because it's not like they're paying him a whole lot of money at that college as a basketball coach.
I don't know. Those coaches get paid real well, and according to him, and she did not dispute it in front of him, he said he get paid more than her. And she sat there in front of him when he said it. Hey, Southern Ivy. And she did not correct that, nor did she make a face, nor did she flinch.
Seanitra,
the problem is not the problem is not what he makes, in my opinion. The problem is that he don't live there. And that man is not he don't have Michael Darby money. So he's not gonna pay for the house where he live and pay your mortgage too. Juan don't live there. I don't believe Juan lived there.
I think she's lying about him. He does not make that much. I looked up the school because I've never heard it before, and I have family in Maryland.
You can look up a school, but that's not going to show you somebody's income.
My daughters, what's public is the school's endowment, how much they pay for operations and tuition. My daughter's private school's endowment is 4 times as much as that college. So there's no way he's making more. He's not making more than 200 working there. And
all I'm saying is, okay, do you know how much Robin getting paid?
I think she getting paid more than one.
Because when they went to posting them salaries, them housewives wasn't getting paid like that. And that was even on Atlanta. And that was even on Atlanta with people who actually been there and been working. And we know they was making more than the likes of a Robert Dixon. Potomac's pay is not the same as Atlanta's pay.
Mm-hmm.
So you think?
So are we sure?
So you think Robin's getting LaToya Forever money?
I'm not saying she getting Toyota Forever, but I'm saying that he may have been telling the truth, because one thing about it, Miss Thing did not dispute him. She did not make a face, and we're not going to pretend like she Helen Keller and she didn't hear what that man said. She heard it clearly, and she didn't stretch her eyes. There was no facial tics. There were no tells to say, child, please.
I think they're so used to lying, you know. I think she does it for his ego.
I ain't caught Juan lying. You caught Juan lying? Because I haven't. Free Juan, but I ain't caught Juan lying.
Well, the fact that he says he loves her is a whole lie.
He
want to be with her.
Like, he may love her as the mother of his children. But I ain't never heard Juan say, I want to be with you. What we heard Juan say is, I'm only here for my sons. That's what we heard Juan say.
Remember when he got engaged? They got engaged on the show. He was giving this whole spiel, which was complete and total bullshit because it didn't sound sincere at all.
He was reading the script.
He was lying to her.
Sis, let's keep it real. That was not no lie to her. They agreed on that, and he read the script. Now, you're not gonna tell me the whole time, all 7 seasons, you had to dig for a agreed upon fake proposal with a Morganite ring to say that's the only time you heard Juan Dixon tell a lie on that show, because I ain't heard him lie now time on that show. And I don't count him reading that proposal that they agreed on with the Morganite ring.
I forgot that's the ring he gave her.
I ain't forgot. Y'all know my mind good when it comes to life.
Oh my God. Poor
I ain't heard Juan tell now lie. And even when his girl that he hooked up with from Canada came out, she said Juan told her the truth. Look, this is for TV. It's for the fans. It's a check. It's an obligation. He didn't tell her, oh, I'm in love with her, but I'm just not happy at home. No, he told her we ain't together. Hell, Juan told us they wasn't together. When they sat up in that scene, and every time he talked to her, they talk in the kitchen, and he reached over and patted her on the shoulder like that was Sister Jenkins from the church.
Because what did he say when he was like on the hot mic, that he wants to feel like he
said he want to be in a relationship. He want to share his life with somebody. Mm-hmm. I'm only here because of my boys.
Yeah.
That man told the truth. That the whole time Juan ain't told the truth, but the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, he's been hurt since that lady left him. Remember, you know, when he went to play basketball in Europe, he was with a whole nother chick. And because when they came back
on the life. Yes, he done lost everything fooling with Robin. He done lost the women he really want to be with. She done threw away all his money. All in the name of some obligation because her mama them took you in when your mama died.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. They put their hooks in that boy. They manipulated him and they stuck him with the nature boy.
I can't unsee it now.
You say you can't unsee it?
No, I can't. I never thought about, like, I always knew Kate Walsh, but now, yeah, she Ric Flair with these alligator shoes on.
Thank you. The high flying limousine ride.
Oh my God. But you think they're going to let her go?
I don't know what they're going to do. I think that they're trying to put this press package together to see if they can turn the tide and the opinion of her, public opinion. And I think if people stick to their guns and the public does not change their opinion, that they may try to demote her to still save her. But I don't want a demotion. I want her gone. Anything less than that, and the people need to raise holy hell.
But you
because, like I said,
people leave.
They fired Kenya Moore for less. And the only difference I see is that Kenya is Black, and I have a problem with it. And I can't stand nothing about Kenya Moore because she's one of the most vile, lying women I ever seen in my life. But that is a Black woman, and I see that the way you treated her is not the same way you treating the nature boy.
But I think with Kenya, because I like Kenya, because on TV, I think she's just playing a role. When you talk to people behind the scenes, everyone says these wonderful things about her. I think this is her. She just clocked
girl,
in.
That's the stuff you heard. But I talk, girl, I have sat down with the people who was doing her hair, and that ain't what I heard. And nor is that what her cousins up there in Atlanta got to say about her either. So y'all can miss me with that. I don't like her. She's a liar. and she's vile. And with all that being said, she's still a black woman. And what they did to her, the only difference and the reason why I feel like they did it is because she is a black woman. Robin has done far worse, and she had the nerve to try to tell her truth behind a paywall. If they do not fire, and I do mean fire Robert Dixon, then they owe Kenya back pay for that entire season. They owe her a check because that means y'all fired her wrongfully.
And look at Portia. Portia to me is Andy's favorite because Portia been fighting, beating up people behind the scenes, and she's never been. She was demoted, and he demoted her for the Kenya fight.
Child, please, no, they were going to fire her. Now, if we gonna tell it, then we gonna tell it all on the porch. Nene Lanithia Monique Leaks is the reason why Portia was not completely fired. She went to bat and held her on that show, and the best she could do was to keep her there as a friend.
So when she fought that girl at the Christmas party, didn't she fight a girl at the Christmas party that they didn't show on camera? Really, they just saw her running down the street, but they just made it seem like it was a screaming match.
But I'm talking about they were going to fire her after that Kenya situation when she grabbed Kenya by the top of her head and rightfully so, and drug her. They were going to fire her. Lanithia kept her on that show. Lanithia, the same Lanithia that Portia turned around and lied on. Now that's what happened. That's the truth.
Yeah, I think that Andy likes Portia for some reason.
Yeah, he grew to like her, but she wasn't one of his favorites. She was just there, and they were going to fire her had it not been for Lanithia. Again, the same Lanithia that Portia turned around and lied on and claimed that she broke my bill. I'm scared. You ain't scared of nothing.
Oh, the closet incident?
Yes. The same one she lied on.
Well, Portia's an opportunist, so she knows one thing about Portia, she knows how to read the room and how the waves are turning. And
you can be
she's gonna jump ship when she's ready.
I don't have a lot of a problem with opportunists. My issue is with traitorous people. When you lie on somebody who literally saved your neck, that's not being an opportunist. That's being trash.
Yeah.
If I'm about to fall off a cliff, Ali, and you turn around when nobody else did it and you help me up off that cliff, and then I turn around later and steal all the food out your pack and leave you to die on the trail, that's traitorous.
Yeah.
That's not being an opportunist. Like, well, Ali left her bag open. I mean, I saw an opportunity. No, you're trash.
Nacho Mom says, Andy loves that Portia feels a negative stereotype about Black women.
Yep. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he likes. That she does feel that sapphire trope. That's what he likes. He wanted to see Black women a little less, classy. Because when RHOA started, they had a little fun. They got a little bit down to earth, but there was still they still all of them carried themselves in a very dignified fashion. That's what Andy don't like. He doesn't like to see Black women behaving in a dignified fashion. He wants to see wet t-shirt contests and nipple slips and strippers and harnesses and vibrating
Black families being broken
and vibrating panties and dingy Black men that don't work and dingy clear men that don't work. He wants to see the low down scummy. He wanted Black women to look scummy. That's what he was after.
I think the whole show going back to Potomac, the whole show needs a revamp. I saw a rumor going around saying they're going to get rid of the OGs. I don't think that's true, but if it was true, they need to get rid of Giselle or Robin, or at least one of them. They can't coexist on the show anymore.
What I want to see them do, I want to see Bravo go down the tubes. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see.
No, Potomac. I need to see my ghetto white women in New Jersey.
I mean, they're all right as long as they're there. I'll watch them and talk about them. But you know, in my perfect world, I want to see Bravo go down. I want to see them go down. They are a racist establishment. They are anti-black and anti-black woman and anti-black family, and I want to see them go down.
Yeah. Nene basically
That's what I want to
single-handedly
see.
saved the network.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But I
back in the
want to
day
see them
when
go
Bravo
down.
just started, it was
It
like
was
a
a joke.
side project,
It
what
was.
what was
Lanitia
on
built
Bravo
them into what they
before? Wasn't
are.
it like true crime shows? It was just like one of those extra cable channels you had, and then the Real Housewives came along and just took it to that. Well, OC was okay, then Atlanta came, and then it blew up from
Atlanta
there.
is what saved.
Yeah, because
Atlanta
It
saved
was
them.
New York and
But
OC.
for the longest, what did you say something, Kai?
No, I was just agreeing, and especially with the
Mm-hmm.
whole like Atlanta. Atlanta was really one of the backbones that kept Bravo afloat monetary wise.
Yeah.
And they knew it because at their headquarters, they had like this huge picture of Nene in their lobby, in their main lobby. They knew who built them on their backs.
Nene.
And then they turned around and wanted to just display her and portray her any way they chose. And when she said no, she was the problem. When she complained about Kim Zolciak calling people NIGGAs, she's the problem. And then when she started walking out on sets and scenes because she saw that they were trying to set her up to, she's going to be the big, mean, angry black woman villain. And every time she just walked off the set because I'm not going to let you do it to me. Oh, look at Nene. Nene is a problem. No, she's not going to let y'all do her.
No, I see it from a different angle.
Of course.
Nene, to me, in the corporate world, is what I refer to as those black folks that suffer from only-itis. They want to be the only black person in white spaces and will sabotage every other black person that tries to come in or, I guess, encroach on, I guess, their job or, let's say, popularity
But
in
sis,
terms
how
of the
you come?
show.
But
Because
sis,
she
how do
turned
you
a blind
arrive at
eye
that?
to Kim's racism
But how do
for a
you
long
arrive at
time.
that when Nene was the one fighting with corporate to try to get them benefits, and she was the one going to bat for the other black ladies on that show? So how would she?
But she let Kim slide too long.
But
Every
she did
time
not
they would
let Kim
people
slide too
would say
long.
that,
No,
oh, Kim
ma'am.
is saying
No,
crazy
ma'am.
stuff.
No, ma'am. She did not let Kim slide too long. She had been complaining about Kim Zolciak the entire time, and they were treating her like she was the problem for complaining. No, ma'am. She did not let her slide too long. No, she did not.
Even when she's out of Bravo now, she still says, oh, Kim should be back on the show. Like, even the first time.
That's her telling the truth about the fact that Kim was good for the show. And if we're going to be honest, Kim was better for the show than Cynthia Bailey or Candy Burris.
But it's like,
Lanicia is one of those people that can tell the truth about somebody being good for something and still point out their problematic behavior. Even though she pointed out Kim's problematic behavior, she never said, well, she don't need to be here because of X, Y, and Z. But she still went to those executives and complained, and that came out in her court documents when she filed against Bravo, citing every time that she complained about Kim Zolciak.
But she hangs out with Kim. Like, I can't accuse somebody being a full-on racist.
But it's not an accusation when somebody actually states case and point, chapter and verse your behavior. That is not an accusation.
But that makes
her
is hanging an out with her even worse.
Doesn't matter. She still told it. Like, at the end of the day, we cannot continue to just keep moving the goalposts. First, it was, well, she didn't say nothing. And then when the proof comes out that she did say something, well, I mean, but she still said she was good for the show. So what? She said Kenya was good for the show. Just because you don't like somebody or what they do, you can still tell the truth about that person. And it does not change the truth that that lady did report it. And she complained. And she was treated as though she was the problem. Those are the facts. Those are the facts.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it's what I see off camera. What I see off camera, I side-eyed Nene. Like, if she said what she said and didn't hang out with this woman and her husband doing double dates and stuff, I'd be like, okay. But then I'm like, I don't know. I can't hang out with a racist.
Well, that's
cuss him out.
that's your decision. That's your decision, but it doesn't change the fact that Kim did it, and Nene isn't the only person that heard her. Nene did report it, and it is in the court documents. So it doesn't change the facts. Regardless of how you would have handled it, it doesn't change what actually took place. Facts over feelings. And we can't say, oh, she didn't want to see other black women make it. Honey, Nene casted almost everybody on that show, except for I think it was either Deshaun or Lisa Wu. It was one of them two that she didn't cast. But every one of those black women that started on that show, other than one, except for one, I wish I could remember which one of those ladies it was, because I like to tell it right. She casted every one of them. And then in later seasons, what you say it was who?
I think it was Deshaun. Was one that she
might have been
the one with money. Right. She was the only one with real money on the show.
Right. But either way, she casted those ladies. And then later on, she was the one going to bat and fighting for them to have benefits, fighting for them to have different and better conditions, talking about the fact and pointing out the fact that they were spending an incongruent amount of money on the trips for those black ladies than they were for those clear women out there in California. So you can't say that, oh, she didn't want to see black women win when she was up there fighting for them. Hell, she was the one pushing to say, hey, y'all, let's all get together and go to them and make our demands, when Candy went to management behind everybody's back to make sure that she got a special that she could produce and cut everybody else out. See, the bottom line is, when you too strong and too black, even your own people have a problem with you and pretend not to see the facts. Now, Nene got faults, and some of the stuff she do I don't like, but the truth don't care who tell it. Like you could say, like, she shouldn't have been hanging around with Kim Zolciak. In my opinion, she should have been hanging around with Portia either. But she was just hanging with Portia, and Portia sat up there and lied on her and sided with people that were trying to hurt her. She shouldn't be hanging with Marlo Hampton either, but she was just hanging with Marlo on her birthday last week, a week before last, when Marlo was acting so nasty that they were reportedly out in Atlanta, and Marlo had a VIP section, and Nene was waiting for a table, and Marlo wouldn't even answer a text message so she could sit in her section.
I thought they was hanging out together recently.
That's what I just got through saying, but she shouldn't have been, not the way Marlo treated her. One of Nene's biggest flaws, in my opinion, is that she's too forgiving. She quick to forget the dirt that people do to her.
I think the only person she forgave her. I was about to say Phaedra, but nah, she forgave Phaedra.
She forgave her too.
After that,
even that low down dirty Candy, she saw her out, hugged her neck, and spoke to her, and Candy couldn't wait to get her catfish mouth self on YouTube. She spoke to me. That's Nene's biggest fault, is that she play boo-boo the fool and be forgiving people that are not worthy of forgiveness, including Andy Cohen. Up until he did so much that she couldn't take no more. Now that's her fault, in my opinion. So when we talk about, oh, she still would speak to Kim Zolciak, well, line the rest of them whores up, and she still spoke to them too, and she shouldn't have been. I'm just saying. I feel like Nene represents the everyday black girl, and the way the world handled her, and the way even black women certain types of black women tried to handle Nene, it's really, to me, indicative of how the world sees us. No matter what we do, it's a problem, especially if we talk up for ourselves and defend ourselves and don't let people play with us and push us. It's a problem. Even if we turn around later and forgive you and we're gracious to you and let you move on, even that's a problem.
Yeah. But it's just like the Kim, like, because I don't like her. I never liked her, like, from the first episode. And I know everyone's like, oh, she's good for TV. I'm like, this woman is a whole entire home wrecker. Are we promoting this now? Like,
she was still
she's a
entertaining.
home wrecker and Jezebel, like everything that's bad was glorified in this woman. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. That's a
you going to bed. Good night, Kai.
Good night.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody glorified it, but the heifer was entertaining. I ain't like her, but she was entertaining. She was way more entertaining than Candy or Cynthia Bailey, and Sonya, and Drew, and Marlo.
Yeah, she's there for TV purposes. I don't know. I just don't like women like her. It's just like if she wasn't on the show and I met her, I'm like, yeah, no, like no, I'm good. I'm good on you. Pass.
Yeah,
and then she got
either. She always
like no.
She always gave me a little clear trash. No, but she was entertaining.
Yeah, but I don't know. Probably because I'm a mother with daughters, and I'm
a mother with daughters too.
Like, can you see yourself behaving like this fool in front of her kids?
But no. You know, I think the difference is I don't see myself in her. So what she does with her children it doesn't bother me. Like, she's not the same as me. And in any way, shape, form, or fashion, we are not even the same class.
Because I don't see myself in her. Juxtapose like her and then Marlo, and how they treated Marlo on the show. And Kim was far worse than Marlo.
Kim was far worse. Kim had a whole married man she was going with.
Yeah, but then no one's seen Marlo with anyone. She doesn't talk to him. He's not on the phone, but Marlo's this big whore. She's this, she's that. But then Kim's openly saying, hey, I'm sleeping with this married man over here. And Sheree's like, cool. I'm like, what?
Well, I've been pointed that out. They had no business doing Marlo like that. And I was glad that Marlo finally just flat out said it. Y'all ain't seen me with no man, and you done called me every hoe in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't name one man I done slept with. And I was with her on that. That's why I didn't have no problem with her calling Candy or Kenya more whores, because we know about the both of them hoeing it up.
Yeah.
Now Candy was only hoeing across Atlanta, and Kenya was hoeing across the country. Which is another reason I don't like
Kenya date. Do you know anyone besides her husband that was her boyfriend?
What you mean?
Or not the guys that were on the married show? I never really paid attention to her because I don't think she's that big. I know, like,
girl,
like, who did she date? Like,
girl,
I did not pay attention.
First of all, let's clear this up. Why you playing crazy? She didn't date nobody. She screwed people. Now, she was hunching them rappers when she was out there being a rap video hoe and then doing King Magazine.
We can talk about when you said hunching.
Hold on. And we can talk about the fact that she was not dating, but she was screwing that married Haitian man down there in Florida that was married to that white woman and got mad because he wouldn't leave his wife who was pregnant. We could talk about the fact that she was screwing Mike Tyson while he was married and he was the one bought her house.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Before she ever got on this show.
No, honest to God, I never really paid attention. The only thing I know about Kenya Moore, outside of that, she won Miss USA.
Nobody ever really paid attention to Kenya Moore because she wasn't nobody. She was the pretty girl who won that pageant, and who she would do walkthroughs on black sitcoms.
And she lied about that too. She won, but she wasn't the first. No, she wasn't the first. She wasn't the first Miss Black USA. And everyone keeps on saying that.
But y'all quick. Oh, I like Kenya. Y'all could like her. I don't. She ain't my. That's not my tribe. Like, at the end of the day, I said the same thing about Tacky Jackie from Potomac. She ain't my tribe. I don't do them kind of girls at all. But what irritates me the most with that type of person, she was one of the main ones calling Marlo all kind of whores, and you got a square reader between your legs. Where Kenya, you had them buying houses, baby. So where was your square reader?
She fell off the face of the earth. I did not know what she was. Last thing I heard she was doing, she was in that movie Twa. And what year was that? Like 1990 what?
But I'm just saying that's what she did. Walk on Rose on black sitcoms. She did that Twa movie, and she showed up in King Magazine pointing her booty at a camera and did a couple of rap videos. She was doing the rap video whole move. Okay. But then she still fixed her mouth to call Marlo a hoe. Like, girl, if whatever she was doing, we don't know who she went with, but we heard about you. That's why I wasn't mad when Marlo called it like it was.
Watch
I
the
wasn't mad
upcoming
with
season.
her for pointing out. I wasn't mad at her for pointing out Candy Burris's deviant behavior, messing with Jermaine Dupri and his daddy. I didn't have a problem with that. Because if y'all can talk about her being a hoe, but you can't point to one man she slept with, and we can just take the change out our ashtray and throw it in Atlanta and hit 20 or 30 men you done slept with. Oh no, ma'am.
Yeah, because didn't they all date a rich African at some point, even Kenya?
But what does that have to do with it? A man
No,
is a man.
because she remember she was getting on Portia about her African, and I'm like, weren't you with a rich
Yeah, she
African?
was
You got
with one.
because she was mad at
Nene for
Nene
saying she
saying
didn't know
that,
the man. She don't know him.
and then you're getting on. I don't know. But are you looking forward to the upcoming season, or are you just like,
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, I still haven't decided whether I'm going to torture myself with that, because last season was horrible. It was boring. I felt like every Sunday I was like, oh God, I got to do it again. I hated it. And I don't know if I can make it through another season of that. It was really bad.
Yeah, but the owner of Camilla Rose, I thought it was BL Cosmetics, but it's Camilla Rose is going to be on this
Yeah.
new season. So someone with
That
long
sounds
money.
boring. That sounds boring. Yeah, I said the same thing. We're going to have Sonya Richards-Ross. She ran in the Olympics. I'm like, how exciting is an Olympic runner going to be? Like, who cares? What are you going to do? Just keep running across the scenes as everybody's talking? Like, that sounds dumb. And now you got the hair care girl. That sounds dry. Like, who the hell want to see her?
Moneta did they promote her to full time this
I know
upcoming
they got
season?
her back on there, and she was boring and dry last time.
Yeah. Her
Who
husband
the
said like
hell
3
wants
words.
Neo baby mama?
Yeah. And that's all the new people, right? Moneta and Cynthia's back. Jesus Lord.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I can convince myself to go through that again.
Oh God.
I don't know. That was the last season was very painful. It was painfully boring.
I feel like the only
It was.
housewife show I look forward to watching is Miami. Because I
I'm
feel
not
Miami's
watching.
organic.
Yeah, I'm never watching that.
Why? Because it's not showing. Because I lived in Miami.
They're not showing real Florida, and I'm not interested.
But the only thing that's real
Showing a bunch of
Florida,
people that moved to my state is not Florida.
the only thing about Florida that they're showing is Adriana and her rude ass mouth. Because that's one of the when I lived in Miami, I hated living there because the women were so fake, not just physically, but they were just fake and rude. Like my ex-husband was German. So when the kids had the play date, he was at work, I'm with my kids, and no one would say anything to me. But the moment they found out my husband was white, oh, they started inviting me places. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can't be here.
Well, that's Florida. Like, we don't really do the whole Rainbow Coalition type stuff.
No, they befriended me because I was part of the Rainbow Coalition.
But you don't understand what I'm saying to you. Like, you didn't get it.
Yeah. I just realized what you said.
They don't do that. They saw you and they saw a black lady and they were not interested.
Yeah, and then so I'm like, okay. I was like, I don't want to live here anymore.
The state of Florida, like the mindset of a lot of people, is still extremely segregated, and they was like, okay, you black and I'm good.
Yeah, one time I went to a mechanic, and I think Obama, this was in 2008 when this is during the primary, and Giuliani was in Florida everywhere, and the white mechanic goes to me, he's like, oh, that Italian man is not going to win. And I'm like, what do you mean he's not going to win? He's like, oh, we don't trust you, these Italians. He's like, that black man will become president before that Italian man. We used to you guys. And he said that to me with a straight face. I was like, okay. And he was right.
Yeah. But like, I don't know, stuff like that don't bother me. I guess because I did grow up in that environment. And then the flip side to that too, not to defend them being rude or anything, because it's never an excuse to like just, especially if you greeted them, they could have at least returned your greeting. But for the most part, a lot of times sisters like down that are from there, like we don't break our neck to be in them people's faces. So they probably could have just felt like, oh well, she ain't trying to be around us either, because we don't really do that.
Yeah,
We
because
ain't like breaking our necks to be all excited. Who can I be around? Like we're not doing it.
yeah, because
And chances are a lot of times when they speak to us, we barely speak back, or we might not speak back, or we might ask you what the hell you want.
because my
So
ex, he got his
they
job.
weren't trying to put themselves in a position for that which you could. I'm not saying that was necessarily their reason, but I know that can be a reason sometimes why you can get the cold shoulder down there. We're not friendly like Floridians. We're south, we're southern when it comes to cuisine and stuff like that. But as far as that hospitality, like let's be friendly. Like we ain't friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And the average Floridian will tell you, a real Floridian, we ain't friendly.
Yeah, when my husband, he got transferred there, and then I transferred to my job. We lived in Miami first, and I was just like, okay, I don't like it here, and so we then moved to Weston, and Weston was far worse because it's more cliquish over there, and I'm like, I can't. It's like the cube, like I didn't like it at all, and they would just talk about everyone behind their backs, and like that comment about Alexia's son, how Adriana said that so flippantly. I've heard worse when I was down there. Like they don't care if something catastrophic happens to you. If something minute happens to them, they'll pick out the worst thing in your life and compare it. I'm like, how can you
Well,
say that?
I mean, now not being again, I'm not defending, but that's Florida culture. Like we're not friendly people, and most people down there do not care nothing about you, and they don't care what you're going through, and they will look at you struggling and let you keep struggling like nobody cares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I
Literally
thought New
nobody.
Yorkers were bad because I'm from
Why
New
do you?
York and I moved
But
down there
you,
and I was like, oh my god.
but a whole lot of New Yorkers. That's why they fit in Florida. A lot of them. That's why they fit in
Yeah, and all they do is
because
complain, like I did when I was down there.
they come and they complain, and some of them don't complain. Some of them love it. Because I'm from Central Florida, a lot of them move down there and they love it. They can get more house for their money. We don't bother them. They don't bother us. They relax and they can still take their trips because the cost of living is such that their pension goes a lot further. Like them people are fine, but I'm just never watching Miami because until you put actual Floridians on the screen, I'm not interested. I'm tired of mainstream media and television hiding Floridians and putting a bunch of people who are outsiders on like they represent us, because they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. Like from the time I've been on, even on YouTube, like, oh, you from Florida? Like, yes, honey, they got regular black folks in Florida. Yes.
Yeah.
And we're hidden. And I feel like they didn't even like give a representation of even the real clear folks that's in Florida. Like it's almost like there is a concerted effort when it comes to the state of Florida to pretend like it's a bunch of Caribbean people and people from California and all these weird places.
But
That's not Florida.
Leah Black was on there, and I think she didn't like because she was the one with the real money, and she's like, yeah, this ain't for me, and then they shut the show down, and now they reformed it with like Alexia and all of them, and I think any person with real money in Florida won't be on a housewife show. And I
That
think that's a problem in Potomac too, because those people are the wealthy black people down there. They're connected. They're with good
Oh, I
government
know.
jobs, corporate jobs. They're not trying to be on no housewife show.
Well, here's the thing. I don't believe Bravo ever approached the black people who are well-to-do in the state of Florida, in Miami, Dade, Hillsborough, Broward, any of the surrounding counties. I do not believe that Bravo approached any of those well-to-do black people. I feel like Bravo approached who they wanted to approach,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what they want to show. That is the representation that they want, and I will
Yeah.
not be supporting it ever.
Yeah, because
I don't know
Alexia,
who any of
her
those
baby
women are.
daddy or her ex is like a drug enforcer, and he just got out of jail. Was on this show.
Yeah, I'm not interested. Y'all can have that one.
But it
There's
is
nothing
good
they can
though.
do.
It is
There's
good. It's
nothing that
better.
Bravo can do.
It's better than Atlanta Potomac. I'll give it that.
I'll never know because I will never support that. I'll never support it. Like I'm not gonna support people erasing, some because I love my home state. I do. I'm never gonna
Mhm.
support erasing my folks. Like I don't think it's cool. You got too many legitimate native Floridians, and you went and had rounded up a bunch of outsiders and said, "Oh, it's the real house." Isn't they not even really from Miami? How they the real housewives of Miami?
Yeah, because I think Adriana married someone that moved there.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Y'all can have it. I ain't gonna tell you not to watch it. I'm good. Y'all got it.
So, oh, one last one. Do you think Andy is gonna go in on Robin and on the extended interview from Watch What
Nope.
Happens Live?
Nope. I think he's gonna do the little play, pity pat like he did when he had Ebony K. Williams up there, and everybody's like, "Ooh, Andy went in." No, he didn't. That was a snow job, and they proved it because they showed snippets of it before the reunion. It was a press package. What we watched tonight was a press package before this reunion, and this was a press package to kind of pretend to hold Robin accountable so that they could save her job. And them showing the extended clip, I think we're gonna see some more of the fake pity pat as part of that same press package for fake accountability to save Robert Dixon's job, and that's not okay.
And now that you say that, you have you noticed this year?
Your phone went down, boo.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Uh-huh.
Have you noticed this year that Robin and Giselle, they're putting them on the Today Show, People Magazine to promote the show when in the past they only did that in the beginning and for the rest of the season nothing. But they were on the Today Show multiple times
Uh-huh.
and they were on People Magazine like discussing the show and I'm like, "Okay, bravo." And um NBC Today, NBC, that's all Bravo. So
Yep.
what they're basically trying to save them.
They're trying to save them because they can see overwhelmingly that their target demographic is calling for them to be gone. They're trying their best. And I think at this point, they can see that the public's opinion of little Robert is not changing.
Mm-hmm. I hope she's gone. If she's back, I'm gonna do with it like I did Basketball Wives. I'm like, I'm not watching anymore.
Yeah, because I threw Basketball Wives away the season after they treated OG
OG.
like an animal. When they
Yeah,
did
that was
that
my
to that
last
woman,
season.
especially that reunion, she can't come on the stage. She never touched anybody.
The
You've
woman
had Evelyn Hozada attack people, jump on tables, throw
hitting
bottles,
people with
act like a
bottles. She could have
wild,
killed someone.
yes, acting like a wild screeching monkey. And that
Yeah.
was okay.
Yeah,
A
Potomac's got
black
to go the
woman
way of
used
it.
her words. A black woman used her words and hurt your feelings. And now she can't even come on the stage because she's such a wild, dangerous animal because she's black. Her
Yeah,
skin
and
was such
they
a
knew what they
weapon.
were doing with the words they were using. That she's aggressive. It's how she says the words. I'm like, you guys threaten to beat each other up every episode. And
Mm-hmm.
for Evelyn to try to do reverse racism on OG when didn't she call the Asian girl like Ling Ling or the nail
Yep,
lady and stuff?
she
And I'm
did.
like, what? Like you were racist towards the Asian girl the whole season. But no
Right,
one
what it
called
was,
her
she
out.
was mad. She was mad because OG called her out for saying Nigga.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm like 2% black or whatever her percentage was.
Basically, no, she put it. I'm Afro Latina. I'm Afro
Mm-hmm.
Latina. Girl, all we had to do was pull up that interview where you clearly said, "No, I am not black. I am Puerto Rican."
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, I am Afro Latina.
Yeah, that's a new thing. Growing up in New York, you're not black, you're Puerto Rican, not black, you're Dominican. Now everyone's Afro Latina. So it's just even though they're clearly black. but they would deny,
No,
deny, deny,
those women
deny.
are not black. She is Puerto Rican, like she said.
I
She
heard
is
she's
a
not.
she's a
Seanitra,
clear presenting Puerto Rican woman.
I went to school with this dude that is as dark as Jaimin Hansu, and he would tell me straight up and down, he is not black, he's Dominican. I'm like, you
Hmm.
sure?
And
He's like, yes.
I've
And I'm
seen
like,
people from
okay.
Puerto Rico who are extremely dark, and they deny that they're black when we're looking at your black skin. But
I'm
that's
like,
neither here nor there. To me,
I'm,
that's psychosis. But if I'm looking at you and you're a clear presenting Puerto Rican woman who has clearly stated that you are not black, you are Puerto Rican, you do not then get to circle back around and play in my face and say I'm Afro Latina. No, absolutely not. That black man from the Dominican Republic saying he's not black is the same as when I heard someone say, I'm not black, I'm Bahamian. Like, Negro, that is, you are black. Look at you.
yeah, that's a nationality, love, not a race.
Right. But
It could,
people are good for naming boat stops. Color. Your color is not a boat stop. That slave ship stopped over there just like it stopped off in Alabama. Like, cut the crap. It's a boat
yeah,
stop. That's like saying I'm not black, I'm a Floridian. Like, no, you sound silly.
yeah, it's
Every
crazy.
country has different races of people, and I just think it's very silly. But yeah, after they treated OG the way they treated her, I was done. I have not watched another episode. Even the season after when she came back, I literally watched clips of her playing recordings where she could show what actually happened because they kept trying to misrepresent her.
Yeah, I think I just watched recaps of people talking about
Yeah,
that. Like, I
exactly.
refuse to give
And then I
Shawnee
listened,
that rating.
right, and listen to her recordings on social
Hmm.
media. I did do that. But yeah, I wouldn't give them the ratings, and that was just that.
Yep.
Because what they did was categorically wrong. It was against everything that I consider to be honorable, and I'm not giving you no views.
Nope. Not at all. But uh, people are still watching because it's still on. Surprised that it came back this season, and I'm like, what is it that good? Like,
No, and they don't even have good ratings. And the fact that you're still on is not much of a glowing recommendation because after all, Tardy for the Party with Kim Zolciak stayed on season after season, and I don't know who the hell was watching it.
like she must have had dirt on somebody for that show to stay on because it was on like 6, 7 years. Like, who? I
Well,
don't
they
know
kept
any
her
person
there.
that watched it.
They kept her on and petted her as consolation because the big mean black women on RHOA would let her call them niggas.
Yeah, and her husband bring a gun to the reunion.
That's
Like,
right.
how manly of you against women.
But that all of that behavior was rewarded by Bravo, NBC, Universal, and Truly Original, which is why I want to see Bravo go down. Bravo has too many sins, and I want all their chickens to come home to roost on the same day.
Oh, it will. I think
I don't want.
I think the first domino to
I want
fall is Tiffany, or not Tiffany, Ebony. But Ebony was suing them at one point, right? But I think she or did she go? No, she went to arbitration with them because it's in their contract.
I don't know. I don't like her either.
Me neither. She
Everything
was,
about her seems disingenuous.
yeah, she was just like people just trying to be extra, extra black for no reason. Like, why are you, these women just sitting around you talking about like the Central Park Five? Like,
I
no,
feel
that's not
like
the place.
she's very performative.
Well, you know what? You know what? Now I know why I don't like her. She's full of shit. She used to be on Fox News, spilling all that bullshit on, like how.
What's wrong with being on Fox News?
Because Fox News paints a narrative of people that look like us, and they don't believe anything they say.
Well, hold on.
It's a script.
CNN does too. MSNBC does.
No,
too.
I don't watch any of them. But I think Fox News is the most blatant with it. Like, let's say the other day, because
really.
Because
are they really the most blatant? Have you
yes.
really been paying attention to the live CNN still on black people?
CNN, all of them do it. All of them do it. But I feel like Fox News is on, like, they basically paved the way of the bullshit and how to like masquerade it as news. But during the election, they were saying that the voting machines caused Trump to lose the election. So that company, Dominion, sued them and sued Giuliani and Fox News and said that you guys were spreading lies. And so they did discovery, and during the discovery process, there were text messages sent between all the news anchors on Fox News, basically saying that, yeah, Trump's full of shit, but we're going to say that they stole the election anyway and Dominion was behind it. And this is not the first time they've been caught with their pants down doing this.
And I don't know.
I know the other channels do it, but I've never
Doris said she was on CNN, not Fox, and CNN has told a whole lot of blatant lies.
Oh no, they do. I don't watch any of them.
And they've been caught in it. And every last one of these stations will sit up and cover up stories and everything else. So I don't have a problem with her for working on the network. It's just everything about her seems false and performative and disingenuous. Yeah, now that I will say, I'm not knocking nobody for working nowhere. Get your check.
But no, the reason why I feel like I'm agreeing with you that is performative, but when she was on, like, you see the things that she's saying now. When she was on Fox News, she was saying complete opposite.
But and it's like she wasn't. Everybody saying
she's like, you want to throw your people under the bus for a check.
But they're saying she was. They're saying in the chat she was not on Fox.
No, she was on. She was on Fox News. She was on CNN and Fox News.
So she was on both.
Her last job was at Fox News.
Okay. Okay, so she was on both at one point. Is that what you're saying? But the last one was Fox. Ali, where you went? Did Ali phone go there? It might have. We're gonna give her a second. Right, Dora. Remember Cuomo? Yeah, I don't cut for none of them news stations. Like, I'm not picking one over the other. I think they're all trash. They all tell lies. They all cover up. They all paint black people with a bad brush. And I don't like none of them. But I really don't like Ebony K. Williams. She's not my kind of people.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. I was like, sis was talking and she just gone. All right, good night, Lily. But yeah, like, you know, it's not about where she worked, because every one of those corporate news channels work for the government. They all say what the people want them to say. They never do any real journalism. They never tell the truth. Yes, Andrew Barber, they all use propaganda. I don't like any of them.
I mean, neither. You know that saying that I don't know if it's an official saying where people, like, if people say the same thing, or like, but they're telling the same story, the thing that's in common is basically what the truth is, because you could hear the same story, MSNBC, Fox News, and CNN, but I just grab onto the one thing that they're saying in common, and then I just I'll do my research online and find out what's going on.
But that doesn't even count, really, because if you watch some of them, some of their headlines are even verbatim. So you know that they're being fed that information from your White House and from your State Department. They're really like government contractors at this point. So the fact that all of them are saying certain things identical, it doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that that's the narrative that your government wants you to swallow. I prefer independent journalists, and I prefer to do research on the actual topics. I don't trust anything that comes from NBC, ABC, Fox, MSNBC, CNN. They're all the same.
No, and all it comes down is to ad revenue for them.
But the bottom line is, like, people get hung up on Fox News. Oh, because they're Republican. Well, Democrats are evil too. They're all evil people.
Girl, I was forced to become a Democrat because my mother told me to when I was 18. But after Obama was elected, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. like literally after his election, because I felt in my bones nothing's going to come out of it, because the whole election was, his whole campaign was so performative with the music videos. Like, you know, I feel like he was selling God, what's the term? I'm tired.
Snake oil, you mean?
Yeah, snake oil, but not even snake oil, but it's just like nothing tangible was, you know, he wasn't selling anything tangible. It was just all these symbolic things. And
first of all, that's all they ever sell black people is symbolism. Because black people love symbolism. They never wait for tangibles. And that's what happens. And that's why you got black people still voting blue based on symbolism. No tangibles.
Well, they always scare people into voting blue.
Oh, well. If
They're
you
like,
keep
oh, Trump's a racist. And I'm like, well, we already dealt with Trump.
well, he is one. And so is Joe Biden. They all are.
Yeah, but
You
like,
can't, at the end of the day, you can't show me one politician that's not one. They all are.
the only person.
says Fish Plate Boy is dragging Robert on Twitter. Let's go and see.
Who's Fish Plate Boy?
Chris Bassett.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yes, honey. Let's see what he's talking about.
Oh my
what you
God.
said, Fish Plate Boy? He said Robin ain't ish for this comment. This completely contradicts everything you said at lunch with Candace and I. And after everything that has come out after the reunion, let me go pay for some rando's hotel room. I'll be right back.
Oh, he's a messy bitch.
Oh, child.
That one, stay a women's business. I think he's about to take Peter's crown.
Well, he didn't stay in no women's business, not with that comment. Come on now. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. They the ones lying on him. So him responding to them lying on him, and then Robin sitting up there defending Giselle for lying on him. That's not being in women's business. That's him pointing out the fact that y'all hoes lied on me, and you sat up at that table pretending like you was on my side, and now you defending the person who lied on me. That's not being in women's business.
I hope Andy asked Robin that. Like, how do you, in good conscience, just sit there and smile in their face, knowing damn well you and Giselle plan this shit out? And I don't, honest to God, I don't think any of that happened. I think they sat together after the whole Juan nonsense and decided to come up with something. And here's the story.
They made up something and just lied. They lied on that boy.
Yeah, I don't think he
I don't like him, but y'all know how I am. Even if I don't like somebody, it's never okay to lie on people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think they planned that because Robin was like, oh, she called me right after the reunion. I'm like, really, Robin? Did she? Like no, I think you made that up to deflect from your issues.
Mm-hmm.
Get him, Chris Bassett. He's stupid.
Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at him, no. Like, somebody lie on you, you have a right to respond. And it's like, cut that. That ain't no women's business. If they didn't want him to say nothing, they could have kept his name out their lives now. That's all they had to do. Because I doubt if they hadn't lied on him, I doubt he would be talking right now.
Like, I do remember now, y'all call him Fish Plate Boy, but I haven't called him that in a while.
Well, you know he gonna always be fish plate to us over here.
Because I know Robert. What's Giselle's name? I know you got a name for her too.
Well, I call her the Lord of the Rings. You know.
Oh, the neck. Yeah.
Because she got. Yeah,
you know
she got all them rings.
Neck dress on.
You mean that full body compression stocking?
Yeah, but you know what? I went to the designer's website. I don't know if she asked someone to make, because they didn't have blue, and it was a mini dress.
Because that might not have came from that designer.
You think they should probably paid someone to duplicate it? But it wasn't expensive. Or it was a dress that I think she could afford. It was like $1,500.
Girl, she ain't paid $1,500 for that compression stocking.
Because I think Kim Kardashian had it on, but she changed hers.
Kim Kardashian had on the real one.
Yeah. And speaking about real clothes, you know that jumpsuit that all the Bravo housewives wear? And I think Ashley was wearing it in black when they were in Miami. I think hers was fake because it doesn't look like everyone else's. The one Marlo had on.
I don't know the jumpsuit.
It's like a cutout one. Like, I know Lisa from Miami wore it, Larsa, and Marlo. And Marlo looked the best in it. And Marlo and Ashley basically had the same one on. But Ashley's just looked very like she got it off a Wish.
Yeah, she might have got the budget version.
Yeah.
The one that you drop ship from the same company that sold Sheree her clothes.
Yeah, because I thought, because Ashley's real petite, so I assumed, okay, it probably fits her that way. But Lisa is just as petite, and it didn't look the same. So I think hers might have been fake.
One of these kids is not like the other.
Ay, ay, ay.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Robin's gone or Giselle's gone. Like Giselle try to act all emotional, but one thing I thought was hypocritical of Andy, because you know how he gets into people's ass about like, oh, you need to show your real life, but then he goes, oh, Giselle, you haven't really been open, and that's just how you are. And then he segued to another question. I'm like, why is it okay for Giselle, but then you yell at other people on the other shows to be more open?
He was trying to act like it was normal for her to do that, to withhold information.
Yeah, but I hope she's gone, because I'm just tired of the like can they just have fun and be housewives? And I know I don't know if it was you or Kai earlier saying how the wives on Atlanta can fight, but they always come back together. And Potomac needs that. I was watching which season did they go to Tokyo? Because I know you said that the housewives on the Clear show get better trips, but I'm like, every place the Atlanta housewives, they've been to fabulous places too. I'm not like Tokyo, they did Greece, they did Spain. So I feel like they need to have that old Atlanta vibe in order for the show to survive, because I don't think it will if it continues on this trajectory.
You mean Potomac?
Potomac, yeah. They need to have that old school Atlanta vibe, because
they can't. They can't do that because there's a dynamic there that did not exist on Atlanta, which is one of a distinction between these multiracial people and Black women. That dynamic did not exist in Atlanta. That was a cast of Black women. Mm-hmm. And so just certain things that Black women do and don't do, it didn't have to be explained. It wasn't all this perpetual line stepping. Like the only person that continually steps over lines is Kenya. Everybody else kind of respects certain things and stays within cultural and there's not so many cultural mores. But how is that going to happen on Potomac? When you got the likes of a nature boy Ric Flair and Pennywise Darby. How?
I'm sorry, she's dumb. Like, I really believe that she's that stupid. I can't no. There's nothing in me that feels that Ashley is a smart woman. She's an empty suit. She's
not.
And I'm like, no.
She ain't smart.
And then especially after I saw her mother, like, no, she's not smart at all. No.
Mm-mm.
And I bet you
the problem is that she thinks she is.
Yeah. Like, say this whole thing is a ruse, but honest to God, I think her real prenup is far worse than what she said, because she's that dumb.
My only thing is, like, I don't care about her prenup because it doesn't come into play until there's a divorce. Show me a divorce and then I'll care about a prenup.
She said she filed it in February. We got how many days left? We got 8 days left in the month.
So, and if I don't see it, I don't believe it. She's lying. She is lying.
Yeah, she
lying. And the problem is Ashley thinks she's smart. And what's sad is she's smarter than a lot of these viewers, because a lot of people believe this mess she putting out, and I don't. And I applaud Candace, because Candace saw it right off the bat, just like I did. She lying. And she must think
the honest thing she said was that I think she feels a way that Michael's sleeping with other women or other people, let's just say. I think she feels a way.
Well, she signed up for that.
Yeah, she did. But and Mia said the most honest thing too, like, about keeping how she got him is how she going to keep him, and I think Ashley need to follow Mia's lead, because that's the most honest thing she's ever said on the show too.
I ain't gonna say that. Honey, Mia's been very honest about herself. Much to our chagrin. Mia has told us things about herself that I know I for one would rather not know.
Yeah, but the sickness thing, I think she full of shit.
Well, that was I think drama, begging for attention, doing the most. But as far as her sitting up telling her business, that heifer has sprayed a lot of her own tea, and it has been very awkward, cringy to hear. And I would have rather not hear 90% of it.
Yeah. Well, like Giselle said, she puts it out to get in front of it. So that's what
Well,
she does.
whatever. Call it what you want to. You can't tell. We can't say Giselle told the truth on herself yet. Lil Robert ain't told the truth on herself yet. We got Ashley, Pennywise Darby telling us a lie about a divorce that ain't gonna never happen. So I would much rather, even though I don't want to hear all that nasty, dirty stuff about her, at least she told the truth about herself, no matter how dirty it was. I didn't need to know that your husband was married at the time and crashed your girl's trip and y'all was hunching on the beach in public and people saw you. I didn't need to know that.
No one did. But I think the reason why Mia lies so much is because she came on a platform where everyone lies. And so, but she's not good at it. So it just looks horrible on her end. But I don't fault her for lying. Giselle and Robin lie all the time. Shit, Karen lies too.
But if we
So,
gonna tell the truth, that girl came on the show telling all her business.
yeah.
Everything down to her getting labiaplasty.
Yeah, but I think this season she just started, with the Chris situation and how he was looking at her. I think she's trying to change the story now, but
She was trying to be included in the mess
yeah.
and then tried to backpedal.
Yeah, she was part of
But
that meeting too, and I think
yeah,
she was encouraged by them to just lie.
yeah, just like this, just like I truly believe they encouraged her to try to go after Wendy, and then she got mad for real when Wendy went to clowning her about her and her husband bringing all them extra people in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. But and Wendy didn't lie. She's like, oh, and then she tried to make it seem like Wendy was being homophobic, and you're like, no, you said so. Like did she say Gordon liked to watch too?
She said,
Or no, she liked to watch. She liked to watch.
She likes to watch. That's what she said.
Oh yeah. But you're in Texas, right?
I am.
Oh, it's after midnight. It's 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm finna let y'all go, honey. It's the middle of the night.
There's no. I have work tomorrow because of President's Day, so that's why I'm on late. And I said, let me call Seanitra because I called Gabor, and I was like, I have to call Seanitra because I'm always between the two of you guys. I know he calls you his big sis.
That's what I was about to say. You had to call both siblings, like you had to call big sis and little bro,
little brother. So I gotta show love to both because I've been stalking you guys for years.
Oh, well, we love you.
I know. I love you guys too, especially you, because like. I feel like you're in my brain in terms of how we view the world, especially like with the whole Fox News. Like, I don't watch news at all. Like, I'm done with it. And like but you have a way of just being so eloquent with it because like she's preaching, but you're preaching to the choir and I don't care. But I'm here. I'm going to listen to it. But I like your worldview. You're honest. You see through the bullshit. And it's not like, how some people just spew out conspiracies and stuff. Like, no, there's facts behind this, so.
Amen, girl. I'm going to do my research before I talk. I don't just say crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't want nobody to put me in a home. So it's like,
they're like, that 5G going to kill you, girl. Like, no.
Okay, that type of stuff. Like, look, Ali, I'm getting older. And the older you get, if you start saying crazy stuff, your kids start looking at nursing homes. Like, let me pick up a couple of brochures on the way to mama's house. Like, no. So I try to make sure that I say, logical things. Even when I talk a little crazy and tell jokes, I try to like, all right, I'm just playing. Don't.
I told my girls they're not putting me in no home. I said I got a revocable trust, and one of the stipulations is I'm not going to a home, or you're not going to be a beneficiary anymore if I'm in a home. So I better learn how to change campus because you're going to be changing mine.
Okay, so but that's why I try to talk like somebody with sense. I don't want them picking up, nursing home brochures. I don't want to walk in and see the brochure for Shady Pines. Isn't that what your field was on Golden Girl?
Got them
I don't want to
like
go to Shady
Grandpa Simpson and
Pines.
stuff. Like, no. But yeah, I really appreciate you. I appreciate Gabor. Like, I know I started watching you guys on another channel and I just gravitated to you guys, and I've just been here ever since. So thank you for having me and listening to me rant and doing laundry.
Mm-hmm.
All
Well,
right.
honey, I appreciate you for calling in. I appreciate everybody for being here tonight. Y'all, we got to go to bed.
I know.
Or at least lay down. I've had a headache like most of the day, but y'all really gave me some laughs and we got to talk about this show together and y'all kept me company and it means so much. And I appreciate everybody, everybody. Ali, thank you so much for being here. And y'all, it's about that time. So look, if you forgot to press the like button coming in, please make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you click all so you'll know every time we go live on this channel. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we'll be happy to have you. You are welcome, welcome, welcome here. Also, if you want to join channel membership, there's a join button beneath the video, as well as a membership link in the description box. And my Amazon wish list in there too now. Y'all want to hook the girl up to snacks or something. Okay? But look, I appreciate y'all. Everybody have a wonderful night. Good night. Sweet dreams. Say your prayers. And hopefully we get a chance to talk tomorrow. And in case no one else said it to you today, remember, God loves you. I love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Ali, you want to tell everybody good night?
Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, beautiful people. We will talk again soon. All right. Bye, y'all.